Great. You made it. As always, I'm excited to have you. Nervous about what you're going to say, but I'm here for it. See, because Question Time was founded on a longing for us to talk to one another through open dialogue, active listening, and the sharing of opinions and facts. See, we strive to move past the texting and get back to the good old days. You know, the days where audible words were used to convey a message and talk to people. I know, it's scary, but we can do it together. Now, there are a few things that are required before we start. One, we will be respectful, considerate, and courteous. We will also know that feelings might get hurt because not everybody agrees with everybody. But when all is said and done, we will leave not in hate, but in love and understanding. Number two, you can join the live by clicking the link pinned. Note that you do need to share the join, unless it's one of those pop on, pop off type of shows. However, if you plan to be on the panel for a prolonged period of time, and you know what I mean, be kind and share the show to your page. See, this shows us that you want your people to chime in, that you support our growth, and that you are encouraging us to press on to being a brilliantly successful show. Now, if you can't do that for Question Time's expansion, we get it. We understand. But you also have to understand that you can comment in the comment section. Cry about it to your mom. Okay? Now, let's get started. Raw News No Fluff presents to you Question Time with me, your host, Brandy Grant. I'll be back in 1 minute.
All right, y'all. We're in. Oh, what's that? How was that? Anyway, we are here. We are live and we are ready to talk what we're going to talk about today. I'm excited. Are you? Hopefully you are, or at least you should be. Be excited with me. Okay, there we go. So I can sit back a little bit. All right, so let me throw this up there. So our first point of conversation is something that was brought up to me by someone else, and I feel like it's an interesting topic to talk about. I don't know if she found offense to it, but that's neither here nor there. I'm going to go ahead and do me a quick favor. Go ahead and share this live, please. Like it and subscribe to the Raw News No Fluff YouTube page, which is very, very important to me. It's this right here. Go ahead and subscribe to that. I believe that is it. If not, we'll find out. And 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, which I did have tonight. So, yeah, you're welcome. I need to. All right. Okay. So that is the correct one. It is youtube.com at Raw News No Fluff. Yes. Oh, there's so much going on. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Sorry about that. I'm trying to get my life together. And that should be your page right there. YouTube.com, blah, 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 blah. Save. I'm going to put that up one more time so that's the correct one. All right. I'm going to take the lead from what Ashley did earlier because I like how she said, we're going to welcome Ashley to the stage or to the program, rather. Hi.
Hello.
Oh, I'm like, we'll bring her back when she's here. Your background looks so green screeny. It looks good.
Oh, thank you.
Wow, like you're living here. How you doing?
Excellent. How about yourself?
I'm doing great, doing great. Um, how was your day?
My day was good. I look tired, but it was good. It was very productive.
Oh, do you? I
Productive.
thought green looks nice on your skin. I was going to tell you that earlier. Yeah, very nice. What is that? A olive green going there?
I would say it is an olive.
I know my greens. Money green, olive green, you know, those greens.
Sage green.
Which green?
Sage green.
Sa- Sage green. Look at
Green.
you. Schmancy.
Schmanja.
So we are talking right now. Are your friends equivalent to your significant other? In your case, are your friends significant to equivalent to your man? So I had I was having a conversation on a live regarding what some people said that I'm not the submissive type. I don't seem like I would be submissive, and I'm not submissive. So with on that, I was talking about my facial expressions, how my facial expressions are just prominent. Like I have facial expressions that I can't control. So someone came on and she was like, "So if your facial expressions," and I said, "If my facial expressions offend my man, I will, adjust them accordingly." And she was like, what about your friends or people you know?" I was like, "Not so much, but I mean, I would adjust, but not in the sense of my man." And she was like, "So you wouldn't do it for your friends, but you would hold your man in that esteem?" So what are your thoughts? Is that a yay, nay?
Adjusting for him and not them.
Right. Or more so for him, not them. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you my friend. Yeah, I would adjust for him if I'm in a committed marriage. We in a relationship. Yeah, I'm gonna adjust because I want that to work out. I mean, if it's something that I can just that I can adjust about, if it's like something that, yeah, I would try to adjust if possible. If it's something that I feel needs adjusting,
Hmm.
I'm not adjusting everything now. Because then, if you just go find somebody else, if that's the case,
Right. And in regards to my friend, I'm like, girl, that's my man. My man, my man, my man. Yes, I'm going to accommodate him more than I'm going to accommodate you. And I was
right,
talking to someone else, and I was like, when I was talking to him, I was like, and if my man is like, hey, babe, come home, I want to spend time with you, and I'm out with my friends, gotta go. Love you, mean it, bye. But that's Sean Brady's got a man at home, and he waiting on me.
right, yeah, it's
So,
like, yeah, I'm not cuddling with you, with my friend.
right. Right. You're not helping me with these bills. You're not like we're not collaborating on anything like I'm collaborating with my man on.
Right, we're friends.
I was like, not then I question, I'm like, well, right now, what if he said he doesn't like the friend that you have? Like, would you drop that friend or would you
No, I don't think I would. I feel like, okay, you don't like my friend, just don't be around her or him.
hmm so okay, or him? What if he said he didn't want you to have male friends?
If that friend was established before I met you, I don't feel like you have a say so in that.
Okay.
Because I feel like if he has female friends and y'all was friends before I came along, I'm here. You're introducing me to her. Like it's not. I think that obviously there's nothing going on there. And if there
Mhm.
was something, it's not anymore. Like I'm here. So I would expect that same thing. If I knew this friend way longer than I met you, this friend is here. You don't gotta share space with that friend if you don't want to, but I'm not going to drop a friend, especially in these days because people jump in and out of relationships so quickly.
Right.
I'm not gonna throw my friend away because you feel some way about it. Not doing that.
Do you think you would allow your ex to be friends with you?
With me,
Yeah. Do you think your ex would be? Would you be fine with your ex having friends? Or I'm sorry, your ex's friend, Lord,
would I
would
be
you be
fine with
fine with your
my
man's ex?
boyfriend being friends with his ex?
Right.
I feel like I just don't want to be around the ex. I mean, I feel like if y'all friends, y'all friends. I don't know. I think because I think I say that because I don't want to remarry, so I'm not holding it in too deep. Maybe if I was interested in being with this person for the rest of my life and all that stuff, then maybe I'll feel some type of way about it. But I feel like be friends.
I feel the same way.
Yeah, as long as it's not weird, as long as y'all not crossing no lines and she doing some inside jokes about stuff that she need to let go of in her mind. As long as she's not disrespectful, be friends.
Hey, girl.
Hey, yeah, be friends. Who gives a care?
Right.
Your background is.
So yeah. So
Who said that?
Stelson.
Oh, then work on focuses again.
So I mean, like, come on, my guy. So okay, so that was yeah. I feel like I am if we if we had established some if we had established some okay, like an ex, right? If we haven't if we've been exes for let's say a decade, I promise you, ain't nothing gonna come about. I
Yeah.
can see if we just broke up last week and me and you getting together, and then it's like, oh yeah, my friend and I we friends. My ex and I we friends. Say what now, huh? I don't know how I feel about that.
I have a question.
Okay,
Have you ever spun the block? That's what they call it, right?
girl, I'm not hip. What that mean? Going back to an ex? Oh no. No, what do you mean? Like back in a relationship with an ex? Oh, once, one time. Sorry, I'm tying my hair back. It's getting on my nerves. One time. One time.
I'm trying to add her. I'm trying to put it up on the screen.
Trying to put what her comment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, one time. Oh, Tiara, who girl? Who? Tell me who?
All right.
One time.
It is one time. Ditto.
But that time was so. That was so. It was weird. No, it wasn't. The experience was weird, but it was like, what? Nah, that can't. That shouldn't happen. Look at that can't happen again.
Don't even give no effort to
Oh,
that
I'm not.
because I can't.
So, but one time. So you've only done it one, two. Oh,
No,
oh,
with one, yeah, one person. I
but a couple of times.
spin that block, spun that block. That block
But been spun.
been spun to
I
it.
I know what's on that corner. I know there's a on this. There's 5 feet from a right. I'm gonna go ahead and add Gerard on in here.
I look weird back. Hey,
I said I'm gonna. Okay. Have you ever spun the block as what the hip people call it?
what does that mean? What and what? My mind is gone. And what do you mean by that?
When you before you were saved.
When you say spun the block, what does that mean?
So you have an ex and you visited again.
After we broke up,
Yeah.
without commitment, just went by there to
Yeah. It just happened. Golly. Yeah.
yeah block was spunted.
I
It was
said the same.
fun.
Spun did it. I
Yeah,
spun did it.
yeah. Sometimes I even camped out at night.
Oh my.
What is that?
Anywho, before he was saved. So are your friends equivalent to your significant other? Would your friends be equivalent to your significant other? And remember who your friends are.
When you say well my friends, what do you mean by equivalent to? Like, do I consider a friend, a female friend, an equal with a significant other?
I mean, like female friend, male friend, whatever. Would you would you like say your friend, like say you did something for your
I'm,
Say you. I
I'm
can't
trying
even.
to
Girl, you
follow.
threw me off.
I'm trying to follow.
Spun it,
You threw
girl.
me off. So
Aunt did.
say um you would do one thing for your significant other. Would you do the same for your friend? Like say
Do you put
you
them on the
would
same category? Do you treat them the same?
right curb your attitude for your significant other. Would you curb your attitude for your friend?
I think that I try to be an equal opportunity provider in how I treat people.
She's talking about
Uh,
no.
I think that that has been problematic to me in some relationships because I'm
Mm.
such a good boyfriend and such a good friend.
Oh,
Oftentimes, the girlfriend may not feel that she's special because it, I've heard people say, well, you would do that for anybody. You would help anybody. I mean, you're helpful. So, but there are certain things that I am helpful and people can call and depend on me. But there are certain things that I reserve for my significant other.
okay. Like what? Just being nosy.
My mouth. No, I, I mean, come on.
Makeup.
No, but so I believe in prioritizing a, shut up.
Oh no.
I
Yeah,
don't.
I get it. Yep.
I believe in prioritizing a relationship is different. Like, for example, I was talking to a girl one time, said, I want to be first. And I
Purple.
thought that first meant if I answer your call or do more for you, that you are first, your priority. But when she meant first, she meant always, eat always, every time, me before anybody. And I got lost in that, and I found out that that doesn't work out because people will you go crazy fooling around with people. Uh, ma'am, I don't know who you are, but don't flirt with me. I don't know. Don't flirt with me. You heard exactly what I said. Don't flirt with me. Don't you flirt with me. But so, yeah. So no. I meant what I consider is
Man,
intimacy,
oh, I'm muted.
intimacy, physical and emotional. I think is reserved and mental space. If I know that my partner wants a certain mental space, I don't want to give that to anybody because I've learned through experience that that's where we mess up. Once you start giving someone's mental real estate away, you're in trouble.
Okay. I reckon. I think that's about your don't flirt with me nonsense. Lord. Okay. So what if your I think I asked this question. What if your significant other is like, hey, like you're out with your friends, right? And she's like, hey, come home. I want to see you.
My wife,
I guess you answer that question.
yeah. See, the next woman that I date will not get husband privileges from me until we're married. If I ever marry again, because I think we do ourselves disservices
Yeah.
by investing husband and wife privileges into people,
That's good.
and
That's
and it
yeah,
sets an unhealthy expectation,
that's
and
good.
you'll be angry with people about something you did to yourself because you sold husband expectation. You thought that wife expectation should come back to you. If a girlfriend called me and said, "Come home," I would say, or she want to see me right now, we would have a conversation. And I don't think it's anything wrong with saying, hey fellas, my girl, I want to go spend time with my girl, this and another. But I don't think it's a guarantee, and I think that could be a red flag. You could be on your way out the door, sister.
Okay.
But the
I
song
don't
say,
think
"I can't stay too long." Oh, you don't want
that's
these problems. You spin the block so much, your new name will be Tornado. Don't call me Tornado. Call me the meteorologist, baby. Huh? I call the tornadoes, huh? I got to get off this live.
Ash, I don't think I asked you that question. Would you if your significant other called you, would you be like, I'm on the way?
I think it depends on what I'm doing. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, and yeah, I don't know. I think it just depends on my mood that day and what I'm
Oh,
doing. Cause I feel, yeah, I think I'm just. So I guess I just have to be in a space. Cause if I'm feeling needy and I want attention. Sure, I'm on my way. But if I'm out and I'm just vibing, I'm having a good time, it'll be kind of like, just wait a minute.
So you were ambidextrous. Who is this lady? Listen,
She
don't
might even be laughing at you.
don't laugh at a man's girl. What your grandma didn't tell you that we go together now real bad? You can't be laughing at my jokes. Good
Right.
night. Now you my girlfriend. Hello, nice to meet you. Listen, so
Trigger, ignore him.
so Ashley sounds stressful because if I call you on this weekend, I say, "Hey, come on," and you're like, "Daddy, I'm on the way." Then I call you the next weekend, and I call you the next weekend, and you like, "Nigga, what?" I'm
I'm
upset.
busy.
I'm upset. Don't do me like that. I listen. I talked to a girl one time, and we talked for maybe a week. What she said? I missed it.
She said,
Like
"Brand."
Brandy.
Boy, I got to put my glasses on. I thought that said call me. That's crazy.
Ooh,
That is so crazy.
what she say?
That is so crazy.
Girl, stop. Lord. Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
Click
Ma'am.
the link. Click the link. Click the
Ma'am.
link.
Girl.
Click the link. Click the link.
You
Click the
still
link.
talking about rock my world. You assume
Ma'am.
rocks. Call me Meteor Man, huh? But listen, so I talked to this girl for about 3, 4, 5 days, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she was all into me. And on day like 5 or 6, she got off of work, and I knew what time she got off. And I'm like, she ain't called me. So I called. I'm like, dang, you ain't called me when you get off, when you got off, because she was home. She's like, boy, we don't go together. I almost killed myself. I stopped talking to her because don't you talk to me 5 days straight on your way home, and we talking, and now you acting like I'm wrong for expecting to talk to you. My feelings are important, so don't you play with them.
I feel that way about That's my thing about consistency. Don't do something on the regular and then you just switch it up on me out of nowhere.
Right.
I need to be. You need to wean me off of that. Because look,
Right.
I can't just drop it off.
Right.
I'm looking for it.
Right. Exactly. It's not fair. It's not right. Ain't right at all.
That's the other person that commented.
Let me go comb my beard out. Girl, this beard is it just look nappy today. This is a real thing over here. Let me go.
All right. We'll be right. Take a quick break and then we'll come back with today's subject matter.
Hey, if you haven't already, go to the Raw News No Fluff YouTube page. Make sure you like, subscribe, and click to get notifications so you never miss a show.
All right. Get into it. Why do men today feel like they are the prize?
I don't think men feel like that. I think what men are saying is we are a prize too, and women are doing exactly what women always do. They hear that and take no, I got to chase a man want appreciation. No, I got to chase a man. No, just appreciate me. That's all.
So I was having a conversation with some people, and the guys in that conversation were like, "We the prize. We're the actual prize. We're the ones that are the prize." I was like, "Oh, okay." And you,
I mean, it might be some truth to so women are needed, right? Women are
yeah.
needed. But I believe a woman being single is a more dire situation than a man being single.
What do you mean?
I think if a man is single and he's working and he's taking care of himself, that he's functioning, I don't think it mentally affects him like it does a woman to be single. And I think in that regard, women, I don't want to. This is gonna sound crazy. Let me back up. I feel my inner
Oh,
ST3.
say what you gonna say. Say what you gonna say.
I feel like women underestimate the value of a man until he's gone. But I think you can remove a woman from a man's life and he can be sad, but a man can recover better than a woman can. I think women need men. I think women need men.
Okay. So so I think we need each other. One and two. When I'm busy, when I'm doing stuff, I ain't think about no man. It's only when I ain't got nothing to do, when I'm in my solitude, that you start thinking about what you don't have or what you want. And I think that works for across the board, men and women alike.
I can see that a little bit.
What you mean a little bit?
I like this person. Who is that?
That's ST3.
Okay. All right. ST3 for the win.
Okay, so now why is there competition on who is the prize when the prize is the relationship itself? The companionship should be a prize. The intimacy should be the prize, not the person itself.
Who is that?
I did not know.
They should get on. Whoever that is. That was
Indigo
good.
Jameson. Oh, Jameson.
Can you put up Trey's?
I'm about to put that nonsense up.
You think so? Maybe they do need you, but not women. A woman does not, but maybe they need you.
I don't know what is your definition of a good man? Let me know that. Like I don't see how and men are like and men are always like, what do women bring to the table? Like I think that's a dumb behind question. Because I have to work just like you.
Right.
I have to take care of kids, or I have to take care of you, or whatever the case may be. Like I'm not understanding this process.
I don't
And
think
all the
that.
men in that group I was talking to were like, yeah, men are the pros. And it actually stemmed from what's her name's husband?
Simone
Simone
Biles.
Biles' husband. Saying that he was the prize. I was like,
I think that there's a codependency between male and female. I do feel like women, I think need, that's a tough word, but I'm gonna go with it. Need a man. I think that there's something inside of a woman that desires. That's for Tierra. How you say her name?
Tierra.
Tierra. That is so funny. That's for Tierra.
Girl, you got started something. I ain't got
Anyway,
time for it.
I think that there's
That's
something
what's looking for
within
the
us
host.
that would that does desire male
Okay.
companionship. But I think that now we've gotten to a place where it's more of a want than a need because because we found out our life is not dependent upon it. Our very survival is not dependent upon it. But as a believer, I do believe that there's a reason that God put in the Bible the woman at the well and how he commented that these husbands are not yours. But if you come to me, I'll give you something that you ain't gonna need it anymore. You're not gonna want or desire that place that's open to be filled by a man. But I do believe that there's a codependency. But the Bible tells us that if we come to God, we don't need a man. We just want him.
You just want them.
Yeah, I can dig that a little bit. Just
How can you dig that a little bit? Like when I was talking in the conversation, I was like, to these guys, I was like, we're both a prize. I'm a prize for you. You're a prize for me. We're both a prize. Like, of course, my
Right.
man is my prize. I won it. This is all mine. But
Yeah.
to say that he's just the prize, like I'm like,
when women don't do that, I often hear, and I'm not a perfect man by far, but I often hear good friends of mine ask a question: how did a particular person lose me? And I've heard that question a lot, and I think that people take you for granted. Like, I know for a fact that I'm a great guy, and I think that just like women know that they're great, you can take someone for granted. I'm gonna tell you what the real trick is. The real trick is forgetting that your husband or your wife is the prize. You start thinking that this person treats you so great because you're great. they've come in and they've amped your confidence, and you think, oh man, I ain't never had nobody falling out over me like this. I done put them on his life. I done put it in her life. My this, that, and the other. My D game must be good. Boy, I can dress. I got a good talk game, this, that, and other. And you have no idea that person, male or female, is expressing to you what's organic for them because they're really a dope person. Mm-hmm. So you begin to treat them like they're drunk on you until they wake up and realize, I don't have to take this from you. And then you spend the rest of your life trying to get that back because you realize I had a really good person. And
I say as a good friend of Gerard, he got Gerard the other day. I think he is a great guy. And I'm saying that for Tierra. I think he is a great guy. I think that he is valuable. He's an asset to the team. And I do believe that he is, what is it when you speak 6 languages?
He does what?
What is it called when you speak 6 languages? I know it's bilingual for 2, trilingual, whatever it is. He speaks all love languages. So whatever your love language is, he gonna speak it.
Oh, okay.
And it's gonna be genuine. So I'll say that for my friend. Oh, Dr. Jackie in the house.
Okay, Dr. Jackson, now you say how great I am. Your turn.
I'm sorry, what happened?
Right.
How great I am. Your turn.
Can we come back to me right quick? Okay. It was just like it caught me off guard.
Good night.
Because you don't want to lie to the people.
It's not that I don't want to lie. It's just I got caught off guard.
Good job. Way to blow it.
So where is your stance on the man is the prize? My man.
He is versatile.
Who?
I was reading the comments.
Who said he's versatile?
Oh, I'm sorry.
So he's versatile. Okay.
Call me Versatile. That's my name, baby girl.
You done got 8, 9, 10 different names on this show tonight already.
Right.
Meteor Man, Tornado, ain't going through them all. So what is your thoughts, D, on men nowadays say that they're the prize. You got me, girl. You won.
So does that mean that they want women to pursue them?
Yeah, boop. I was gonna get to that.
Right, but I think that statement is said because you can't say that because of the numbers game. There's 6 women to 1 is. I mean, it's like it's the numbers game. If you get a guy, especially if he's of decent quality, yeah, I guess you could say he's a prize because there's so many people competing.
Especially
but it's a lot of he's competing with a bunch of crappy women too, though. So like when he gets a decent woman,
they don't look at it like that. I'm telling you, I did a whole situation last year about this. High value men don't look at it like that. Because I thought, well, hey, I'm a high value woman. A high value man gonna love to be with me. No, they don't look at it that way.
They don't look at it that way.
They don't. It's just
my best friend about it tonight.
I think the term high value is overrated, but I do agree that men.
No, it ain't.
When I went to college in Tallahassee, I
no, it ain't.
I went to I wasn't a huge clubber, right? Because I was in the church, but I did sneak and go before I went off to college. And in Orlando, you go to club, it's 100 million men, 10 women, and 3 of them got on the same outfit. You went off to college and was in Tallahassee, and there weren't as many black young men going to school. So you go to the club there, and the ratio was like 12 to 1. So you go in this club, and it's a very small amount of black men, and it's college, black girls in college everywhere. And it was there that you start to realize there and working in professional jobs as a black man, and you look around and you say, and I'm gonna tell you another place I learned it. Going to my son's school for donuts with dads in the morning, and you see how many black kids are there. You go to PTA or meet the teacher, you're like, and all the single moms are looking at you with your kid, praying that you're a single dad too. You know what I mean? And I'm in my head thinking, how can I give off single dad so they can approach me like they want to? You begin to realize that you do have options as a man. You do have more options. And I said this to a cousin. I hope she's not watching because she can really be offended. She was dating a man 15 years older than her, and they had 5 children. Well, 5 children in the home, and he wasn't treating her as good as he should have. And she came to me for counsel, and I didn't tell her she had to settle, but I did say to her, you have to be careful because just like he came into your life and you had 2 children, and only thing he did was pay what are these balloons for? My God. The only thing that he had to do was help you pay light bill and a piece of rent. And you were so happy to get a man in the house and a little extra financial help. You let him move in. He had 3 children with you. Now y'all up to 5. And get this. If you put too much responsibility on him,
Your iPad.
he can leave your house, go to the next female who's a single mom with 1 or 2 children, and guess what she'll do? She don't care about how many children he has.
Who don't?
I'm telling you, a lot of women don't. He can move in her house, provide a little help for her, and that woman won't care that he just left a lady with 5 children in her house and this, that, and other. He can start all over again with somebody 15, 20 years younger than him. And because men have that kind of option, men are more and more increasingly becoming the prize.
That is, that's another thing I was thinking. I was talking about recently. The cycle of broken families. He will leave my house or leave me and the children, go live in somebody else's house, help her with her child, and then her baby daddy, he at somebody else's house, helping with their child. It is like, but your child right here, and your child is even if another person has moved in, they're getting fathered. They're not getting fathered by their father. So it's still going to be a disconnect because I'm not getting it from the person that I want to get it from. And the guy, he done moved on. You know, I'm doing it. And then she don't care because she got help now.
Right.
I don't care that his child, he over here doing all this with my child, and he got 4, 5 children over here, and he ain't even calling or whatever with them.
She got her child
because he's the prize.
Yeah.
And and as a single mom, you know, in my house, I'm raising my children alone. When I get guys to come do work, cabinets or flooring, black guys, they think that I'm gonna be falling all over them because they think they're the prize or she needs help. She looking for a father figure, and I'm looking like,
and then you're willing to settle. You're willing
right.
to take anything because
Exactly. I'll take anything. They really feel like they are the prize, no matter how they're packaged. No matter how raggedy that wrapping paper is, they could look like Boo Boo the fool with
And
no job. I mean, with no real income. It's like, no, you're not the prize. That you the prize to somebody that's desperate, and I'm not desperate.
Right. Frankie Solomon said he agreed with Jameson. And it does, the situation does determine why this person thinks they're the prize. But I agree with that. Men, especially black men, think that just because they're there,
but but see, wait. The tenor in which you say that, to me, offends me as a black man, because there's so many men not there. You gotta respect the one that is there.
I'm talking about the one that just walking in the house. Somebody got to change. You just clogging my sink.
Oh no!
Because you're there, that I'm gonna be like, oh, it's a black man. I need you, love. Like, no.
Well,
right.
Okay.
Because I've gotten that too many times to count. To the point where my cousin that lives down the street, he's like, call me next time so I can stand there. Call, because it's so uncomfortable how open they are with the whole, I'm here to save you, and girl, look what's going. It's like, sir, I'm in a whole house that I'm paying for. I'm not looking for you.
So now when you went to answer the question, now if you think of it simply in the sense of supply and demand, then yes. just simply in that context, then yes, supply and demand.
Say
Because
context again, Dr. Jackson. That was so proper. Context.
yes,
Context.
in that context, simply in that context, then yes, supply and demand basis, then yes, they are the prize because there's a limited number of eligible men.
Mhm.
I'm not even going to say high value men, but just eligible men,
Right.
men who have a job, men who want a family, men who, want to be with a woman.
We'll be right back. Right back.
While you're waiting, while you're commenting, while you're laughing at something somebody just said, please be kind and share the show to your page. Thank you for the support, and we look forward to doing more.
So, in the way of high caliber men, I had that same conversation with someone, and they were like, all we want you to do, we don't care if you have an education, we don't care what job you have, can you have children, and can you cook? I'm like, no, that's legit what it was. I was like, so that's all women are
That's
to
the
you?
criteria.
Cooking is a big one for a lot of men. Not so
It's
much me, but I'm telling people all the time who have daughters, you can teach your daughter to be a scholar. God knows you should. You can teach your daughter to be financially literate. God knows you should. But if you in 2024 and beyond, you're gonna lose your daughter. Your daughter's gonna lose her man to a jiggly butt who's making shrimp Alfredo and chicken Alfredo every night. I'm telling you, folks. It
So
yeah,
I have a
I was
question.
waiting for Ash to get in
Not a
on this.
jiggly
Go
butt.
ahead, Ash.
y'all don't have to take
I,
it. Y'all don't
Not a
have
I
to
have
jiggly
a
butt.
question.
I didn't say a big butt, but a jiggly butt. Let me tell you why. Because men have been taught systematically to expect more without doing while doing less. In most organized sports that these young black boys come up in, when I played football, when we lost,
right.
we
Who
did.
taught them that, Jay?
I'm pursuing holiness, so I can't say what I used to say, but we used to call it the wussification of America, but we didn't say the word wussy. We said something that
Okay.
sounded to it.
Yeah, got it.
But the wussification of America, literally now, even when you lose, you went out there and they beat you 64-0. Guess what? At the end, everybody get a participation trophy and smile. And a lot of these young boys, they get like that. So guess what? You have smart girls, smart black girls that have good fathers, two parent houses or strong one parent houses, and they're going to school and they're going to college and they're being introduced to these guys who expect more for less. And literally, a woman taking frozen chicken, noodles, and box Alfredo sauce, putting it on a plate and serving you speaks high value woman to you. It's not a real high value woman,
I
but
have,
it's
I got a question.
mm-hmm.
In 2024, why? Okay, is there an issue? This is to ST3 and Gerard. Is there an issue if that same woman hires a personal chef and you're still getting a home cooked meal? That personal chef come cook and you eat and they go about their day.
you you better make sure she ugly, because
It could be a he.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, you better make sure your man not gay. Arnold Schwarzenegger
No,
had a whole child
the
with the child's nanny, and one of the things he talks about that led him to the affair with the nanny was nurturing him too, while Maria Shriver was chasing a career. You
yes,
better
that
find a way. I don't care what your income level is, your socioeconomic level. You better find a way to nurture a man, because it's I.
the
But I think that's not
the
that's limiting to say that that's the only way to nurture. But SC3, I want to hear your thoughts.
no, the thing about it is it's not necessarily the it's not necessarily the food and who prepared it. Well, it is who prepares it actually, and it's not necessarily the fact that okay, you can go hire a personal chef, but it's I agree with what Jay is saying with the nurturing behind it. It's the act of love. You know, if we talk about the love languages, right? It's the act of service. It's the thing that you putting their love into it, right? You go if a chef cooks it, it doesn't have the same love and flavor if you cooked it. You get what I'm saying? It's a different type of feeling, right? It's like going to your mother's house and having your mother's food, and then going to grandma's house and having grandma's food. Your mom learned that recipe from your grandmother. So it's the same fried chicken, but your grandma got this type of love and energy that she puts into it, different than what your mother will do.
Even if
And
the
that's the
food,
same thing with your woman cooking for you.
even if it's not great,
It don't even
a,
have to be good.
a
Even
woman,
it don't have to be 5 star or anything, but it's the love behind it.
a woman getting in the kitchen and
It's
burning eggs for her man, baby girl, I'm gonna tell all my homeboys, I'm gonna brag on you. My girl cooked me eggs. They was burnt, and I was about to choke eating them. We gonna laugh, but guess what they gonna say? Respect that she got in there and burned them eggs. Tell her to put oil in the pan next time. There is something when they say a way to a man's heart is through his stomach, and there is in my family. I come from a family of 9 girls, no boys. My mama had 8 sisters. If a girl came around my family, even if she didn't cook the food, my aunts would test every girl that came around my family, Thanksgiving or Christmas. When it was time to eat, they would look to see if my date, not my wife, a girl that I'm dating, when they said it's time to eat, is she in the kitchen fixing Gerard's plate? In my family, if you come to a gathering and you don't fix your man plate and bring it to your man, when you before you leave, they're gonna tell me in front of you, that ain't the one.
See, I was gonna ask that if the chef cooks it, but I bring it. But I'm going to receive the comments,
uh,
and even though I have a busy life, and I'd rather hire somebody to cook the meal and ain't gonna hold you.
well,
Then when
check
I
this
get
out,
with
Ashley.
somebody, I
You
guess I
know,
try to cook once every now and again,
I
and
feel
he
like it's
better
well,
not.
eat my
check
burnt
check. Well,
egg.
here, Ashley. So
I feel like it's
here
crazy
hear
because
this
men are
out.
always
So it's
talking about some.
and
I cook for myself.
every
I don't need no woman to cook for me. I can cook for myself. And it's like, oh, okay, then we'll cook for yourself. But then y'all like, I want a woman that can cook. Do you or don't you? Help me. Tell me.
You
well,
But
missed it.
see, Bernard,
you
but
can't
see,
equate those men.
I say that
You can't
Brandy just
equate
playing
those
the
men with
devil's
all other
advocate.
men.
I say Brandy just playing the devil's advocate because Brandy likes to cook.
I love
So that's
cooking.
not gonna be her thing. I don't like to cook. Brandy likes to cook, so she's talking.
But
She just saying.
no,
She
no, no,
just
no,
yeah.
no.
You just
I
saying
do love to
thoughts.
cook. But no, because the dudes I encounter are like, I can cook my own food. What else do you bring to the table? A napkin? Like, I don't understand what you're asking me right now.
I
That's
know.
legit.
Well, first and foremost,
Who just said
if you're
this?
dealing with a
Who just
dude
put
that
this
asks you
comment up?
that question, then
Who put that comment up?
Frankie
Frankie
Solomon.
received.
Go ahead,
but
SC3.
I
So
was gonna say this actually. Yeah, I was gonna say this actually. Like, and I agree with what Frankie's saying. What works, and I've said this plenty of times. What works for you and your person works for you and your person. Everybody can give you advice, but you talk to your person. You determine what works. So in your situation, right? If you are busy, your person knows you're busy. They might be just as busy or even busier. Most if you're busy, then I would expect you to be with a man that's probably way more busier than you, right? Because that's just men should be busy anyways. So if you're the kind of person that likes to be busy, that man should be way more busier than you, right? Or else he's lacking.
That's my
But I'll say
preference.
this: that would be right. That would be your preference, and most women who are like you would prefer the same thing. But it's so with that being said, they understand what you have to deal with and what you're going through. It's not a thing where okay, every single day, and that's just something that, like I said, you have to have that conversation with your man. It's not this thing where all right, every single day you need to cook, but at least 2 times a week, find the time, and vice versa. Whatever it is that you need me to do for you, I will find that time within my busy schedule to make sure that you're filled, right? So if my thing is, and that is my thing is I do love a home cooked meal. I want my woman to cook for me. I don't have to be everyday thing. And if you know, I'm with a woman that is a busy or busier woman, which that's not my preference, but if that's the person I'm with, I would understand that. And that's where we have to have that conversation. Say, okay, all right, what about on the weekends? We don't work weekends. Saturday and Sunday, home cooked meal. That's what we're gonna do. Okay. And we make that agreement with one another. We make that covenant with one another. And then so Saturdays and Sundays, that's the days you cook. Monday through Friday, if our lifestyle is the kind of lifestyle that says we need a personal chef, then by all means, yes, then I understand that Monday through Friday we have a personal chef. But Saturday and Sunday you ain't doing nothing. Okay, that time, okay, you know what? The man that I'm with appreciates when I make meals. So that's what I'm gonna do on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, I'm gonna make the meal. Sunday, I'm gonna make the meal. Monday through Friday, we'll have a personal chef. But once again, that's something that you have to discuss with the person that you're with. And that's where compromises have to be made. And anybody who's wanting to be with each other, they will make those they'll make those necessary compromises. Anytime you get into a situation where someone has some kind of ridiculous request, they don't want to be with you anyways. And if you give that person a ridiculous request, you don't want to be with them truthfully. Because if you really want to be with somebody, you're not going to make it complicated to be with them. You're going to do what you can.
And I agree. If I'm helping you with your job, and my aunt said it, or not my aunt, but my aunt's ex-husband said it. He was like, if I'm helping you with your job, or if she's helping me with my job, then I'm going to help her with her job. If she's helping me bring money into the household, then I'm going to help her while she's
We're talking about something different
and take care of kids.
Yeah, we're talking about something different. I don't think we ever were speaking on any one person being the sole cook. That's not what that's what this is morphed into. What we're saying is, because are exceptions to every rule.
For
and
sure.
I agree with Frankie. Of course, you get someone that it works with you, but by and large, most men, because again, that goes to prove my point. Because if you get to the point where you're saying, well, just find somebody who that works for, you're slimming down your chances now. So that means that even the guy that it works for becomes the prize because he's okay with you not cooking. What we're talking about is a female who cannot cook at all. She can't cook. We're not talking about someone that can't learn how to cook, right? Literally, we're talking about somebody who can't cook, who has not practiced it, who won't do it. What I'm saying is, if that is a woman's state, her pickings are going to be slim, because who cares about income and this and another? There are some gender roles that we as a culture hold on to, and one of those things are a woman cooking for her man. That's why even dating, high value men, low value men, high value women, low value women, a man's gonna ask you in that get to know you phase, do you know how to cook? Or what can you cook? That question is coming. Even if I cook better than most women I ever dated, because I had I had my and 8 aunts, it was 9 of them, and they taught me how to cook because they said, if you get a woman that can't cook, you won't be hungry. And we're not talking about our family being hungry, because they're not going to be hungry because I know how to cook. But what I'm saying is, just because I know how to cook, do I want a woman that has that thinks it's not important for her to provide food for her household, her children, her husband ever?
Life skills is a prize. Me cooking well is a prize. I'm just saying.
No, you cooking is basic survival. Cooking, you need food to survive.
I can go to McDonald's and survive. I can go Chick-fil-A and survive.
Okay, but you eat a bunch. You can go there and
survival.
survive.
You don't think cooking?
You're gonna go to McDonald's and survive with the food. With the food that they make, the kind of
you can pick whatever. I can go to Whole Foods.
Who just said that cooking is something that both people should share? Who just said that?
I'm sure it was Frankie, because he's the only one.
Yeah.
Frankie said something. I think that was Frankie, but he said something about life being simple.
Oh no, I lied. I'm sorry, it was Jameson.
Which I agree with that comment.
Oh, I miss
life
you,
is
friend.
simple, and everything is communication.
I love this comment.
On every level. Life is it's about communication.
Who
That's why God didn't create Uber Eats.
Chef.
God did not create Uber Eats. Stop it. Stop it.
God did create Uber Eats.
Chef,
He
I
gave
want to see.
someone, he
God did
gave
not
someone the
create Uber
idea.
Eats.
Chef, I'd like to see your face.
He gave someone the idea. And even still, and that's why, like, so going back to who's the prize? Is the man the prize?
Well, the prize is a reward you win, something you earn.
We saw you said that, but is the man the
Right.
prize, or is
So
the woman the
yes, the
prize,
man
or
a
it's a
good
yes
man
or
is a
no?
prize. There's a bunch of women, so there's no need to earn any women because you could just pick from the bunches that are available. And there's always going to be more coming. I could be 50 years old and a new batch coming right soon and ready to be picked. There's always going to be women available to men. There's not going to always be men available for women. You
So
age
that
out
makes
at
you
a
the
certain
prize
point.
because
At a
there's
certain
ample
point,
women available to you.
yes. Not only that, but we stay valuable way longer. I could be 50 years old and still get somebody who's in their 20s. You can't,
I can
as
be
a
50
woman,
years
be
to get
50
somebody in
years
their
old
20s.
and get somebody in their 20s unless
They can.
unless you have certain unless you have no hold on, I didn't finish. Unless you have a certain, like, the statistics with you. I don't know if I'm using the right word for that, but if you have certain qualifications, like if you got money, if you got resource. Look at the celebrities who do get the younger men. They got money, they got resources, so they can stay. They can have the appearance of looking young in it, though things are
And look at the
moving like they're
celebrities,
young.
and look at the
Right.
celebrities who don't know
So,
how to cook.
but that's a small percentage. That's a small
How you know?
percentage.
You polled all
That's
of
a
them.
very small percent. How many
You polled
celebrities do
all
we
of
have
them.
compared to people that are average?
You
How many
polled
people
all of
How
them.
many celebrities do we have compared to people who
Exactly.
are
You can't.
average?
So
Most
why are
people
we?
are average.
Go ahead. You're right.
So we can't live on fringe, and we can't live on exceptions. What I'm saying is, I think we all can agree that a majority of men expect or would hope, whether their woman is working or not, whether she's making six figures or not, that I saw a video Oprah said she gets in the kitchen and she's a billionaire and she cooks because Stedman still likes certain things for her to cook. So she does it as often as possible just because he likes it. It's about nurturing. We're again reducing this to pots and pans and things of that nature. What it really is the natural job of a woman is to be a nurturer, motherly and wifely. Those
Agreed.
things those
Yeah.
things are not subtracted or negated because a woman um um is because she's successful or because all those things. So I'm saying for a woman, going back to originally, for a woman, and we're talking about a man being a prize, this, that, and other. If a one, oh, let me say it like this: I don't know any woman who's ever passed on a man because he couldn't cook. Never have I heard that. But I do know a lot of men who have passed on a woman because she couldn't cook. Do you know? Let's just do a quick poll here. With 4 people here, we can say 100% of the people surveyed. Is there anyone here that can think of a time where a woman passed on a man because he couldn't cook? Raise your hand.
When
Is
I passed on a man because he couldn't cook. If he said he didn't wash dishes, yeah, I'll pass on him.
okay, right.
But
Okay.
not because he couldn't cook.
But watch this. Let's ask that same question to the 4 people here. We got a survey, 4 people polled. Is there a man that you know, or as a man, have you ever seen it where a person has passed on a woman who just said that? They've heard several women say she couldn't be with a man who couldn't cook.
Jameson.
Jameson. I call bacon strips. But no.
No, I think men make more room. Yeah, I agree. I think men make more room. To what your point, Gerard. I think men make more room. We accept more than women do. So I've been with a woman that said she couldn't cook until her mother put her out and said, "Oh, she can cook." And then I was like, "Oh, you need to cook me something." She did. And so, but her mother had to say hey, you know, she's lying to you. You get what I'm saying? But I still accepted her even after she told me she couldn't cook. I said, okay, that you know, yeah, I mean that's one of my things, but I'll still work with you, even if you can't cook. Later on,
So
found
did
out
you
she
really
could
just
cook.
say that men? You said
But I think
men accept more than women?
Yes, he did.
I
Yes, he
said
did.
I
That
said
is that
men
what,
will accept. I said men will accept more. Yeah, yeah, I did say that.
SC3,
Men will accept
SC3,
more.
Yes,
SC3,
he
we were
did.
doing good.
I call
If you think I'm lying, if you
bull.
think I'm lying, there's men.
I know you're
There's
lying. But no, I'm not that you're lying. I know you're
men will
wrong.
accept. No,
Yeah.
we
Okay.
don't throw
On
we
this
don't we
panel,
don't
since
throw
we're polling
relationships away
people,
for small little things like that.
Oh, to
on this
answer,
panel and in the comment section, do you think men or women are more flexible in what they accept into their lives? Are men or women more flexible? And on this poll, who says men are more flexible in what they accept?
Um,
I do
SG3,
not.
you ain't even answer.
SC3's frozen.
You were cutting out. You were chopping. Yeah, you were chopping. Thank you.
Please,
Frankie
and
said
Men do
something.
accept
Frankie
more.
said something
Even
earlier
though
that
we
I
want to
want.
be with the baddie, we'll take a girl. We'll,
so in this panel, who believes women accept more than men?
I believe men accept more too.
How?
no, because then most of y'all won't be single.
Uh-oh.
No, because then most of y'all won't be single. If y'all accept more, you just said you wouldn't accept a man who didn't do dishes.
I said I've
Did you
passed
not
on
just
men
say
if
that?
he said he didn't do dishes.
Dishes. Yeah, you passed. So that means you didn't accept him, right? If you pass him, that means you said no. That means you did not accept him, right?
So you're taking one thing and that just says I accept nothing. Got it. Because
I'm taking what you said.
you know what? I ain't even gonna go there. Did you have something to
Hey,
say? Your face says a
that's
lot.
one thing.
So if you
But
want to
but we're
share,
going based off
please
what was
share.
said.
No, I
Okay.
wanted to say something about something Frankie said earlier. I can't find it now. Hold on. Hold on. I saw it earlier. He was saying that why are we trying to support the division? We're not. We're not supporting the division. We're just voicing what is being said out there and the mass information that's being spread out there. Um, basis that because he was saying that, yeah, there you go, both are the prize because life is about balance. Why are we supporting the division? We're not saying we're not supporting the division.
Right.
We were just voicing the fact that this is something that men are going around and saying is that they are the prize. No, I don't support that fact. I don't support that idea. But I said when you look at it just specifically on supply demand, then yes, the amount of eligible men out there, then yes, they would be the prize.
I would like to address this comment. A lot. A freaking lot. Those dudes that be sitting on the couch playing video games, those dudes that are relying on their women to take care of them. A lot, love bud.
A lot of us have in our past dated men who, yeah.
You've dated them, but are
Because
you still with?
are you
What did you
still with
say?
the people?
Because we're
I'm
we're
sorry, are
talking
you
about
still with the
accepting.
people?
So if you accepted something,
Are
that
you
means
still with the
I
that
was in
people?
a
that
Because I think
relationship with that person for years. What are you talking about?
Right,
Even
and
if
I
I'm
think
not
it's
still
no,
with
no.
them today, it means that I was accepting of it.
I
Ash,
think
you were
it's
saying?
interesting that ST3 that you have this thing. Well, why aren't you with them now? Why are y'all single? As if we were
People say
left
Not.
no.
and just are left to the side, and like we don't have a choice in what we should be able to have or accept. I
Yeah,
think
we
that's
should just
very
take whatever's
weird how
left
you
now.
keep doing that.
And the fact that
No,
you're single
you have a
also.
choice. I never said you
Well,
didn't have a
you're
choice.
basically saying that we're not allowed to have standards.
Yeah,
Yeah, by
it's the
choice.
word thing.
Okay.
I didn't say that. I never said that. You can have all the standards you want. You can make all the choices you want. But at a certain point, the choices that you make, there's consequences to those choices.
Are you in a relationship, SC3?
Unfortunately, I'm not the one who makes the rules.
Here
I'm
you
not in a
go.
relationship, but
Now
that's
you
my
got
choice.
excuses.
You
Somebody
said you're
accepted
not in
you
a
and all of your
relationship. Okay.
excuses.
So he's not in a relationship. He just answered.
No,
And he said his
I'm
Facebook.
not in a relationship by choice. Yeah, I'm not in a relationship.
Right. You
That's
you
not to
act
say
like
that
you act like
I
some
can't be in a
like we're not in a
relationship.
relationship
I chose
by
not to be in one.
force. I'm not in a relationship by choice.
Right.
And and this is so off topic, but
Okay,
it's
I
on topic.
understand that.
I found out recently because I have a rule about dating young. Like I don't like men that are younger than me. But I have come to the understanding that a lot of dudes that are young, they seem to have it together these days
I can't
when
hear
it
you.
comes to traits that I like in a man, as far as being a protector, making you feel like a woman. I'm like really blown away by these young dudes.
I agree.
I agree.
I agree.
Because
Legit.
therapy is expensive. Who said that?
Legitimately. I don't.
I agree.
James.
A lot of them are having their lives together more early on now.
Yeah, I'm like and these
And
dudes
they
my age are just out of control. I'm like, what's wrong
Friendship.
with y'all?
and a lot of them make a lot more sense than the older ones.
The
I'm gonna
little
go
young
young.
tenderonis.
Go young, y'all. Pray for me because I'm a dive.
Dive on in there.
I'm
I'm
a
with
swim
you in the
backwards.
right. I'm with swim, so swim.
I'm telling you, man, I
Float.
was against it. I was against it. I was against it.
Mm-mm.
I didn't want anybody that was even a year younger than me. Don't be younger than me at all. But
Well, I mean, let's not say all men that are younger because some of them are not
Yeah, some of
at
them are
that
playing
level.
video games on their mama couch.
right, but I'm seeing the ones that have been approaching me as of late. I'm like, wow, I can dig it. I can dig it.
And I
I love
see
how y'all just love. I love how women do that. Some of them are just sitting around playing video games as if successful men can't play video games.
we said only play, I said only playing video games, which means they're not on their mom's couch. Which means
You
they
just
don't.
minimize women to cooking. So what are you talking
I'm so
about?
glad you said this. Maturity has no age. I think that's for you, SC3.
I
Who
didn't
said that?
minimize women. I didn't minimize women.
Who?
You, Frankie.
I didn't minimize women to cooking.
Uh,
But you
you kind
did.
of did.
But
You
you
kind
did.
of did a lot.
But you
No,
did.
just because y'all perceive things the way you want to perceive them in your mind,
Okay, you
don't
know
mean that is
what?
true.
We had a whole
That's
Okay,
discussion on that. We had a whole discussion on that, on whose responsibility it is.
and
we
that's why
did.
I say men. Some men
And
just
we
aren't the prize because they point the finger and they blame and they make
right.
excuses for what they do instead of being able to communicate. They blame it on everybody else. If that's how you did this, then that's this, that, and the third. That's why certain men are not the prize.
I
But
think
you know
though
that's a known thing across all.
I think though, and maybe my experience is different. Who's That's a long comment. I want to read it all.
Mr. Jameson, the older ones, especially my generation, are still stuck in certain roles or tropes that we're fighting currently, whereas the newer generation have this influx of freedom and knowledge, allowing them to do more.
The older ones in your generation, the older men or the older women?
I agree. I think he's talking
I,
about men because that
I
was what the
think
topic was. It was
I
or,
think that
we're
because
talking
on
about
this
men.
broad, I was completely endorsed as being a good guy who speaks all love languages. I can say that being a prize as a man does not have its benefits. And I said this on this platform many times. I'm going to say it again. I was in the middle of a heated argument with a woman I was married to. Listen, a woman that I met while she was 5 months pregnant. I went to the store to get ice. I brought food to a child that was not mine. Down the road, we married. I raised this child that was in the womb for this decent girl that just got caught up. Decent girl. Hey, she won a woman of the night. Literally raised this child that wasn't mine. Had a child with this woman. Married this woman. Went to work.
Yeah.
Was making 6 figures. This woman did not work. had our own place. We weren't living with nobody. We weren't eating out the can. And this woman said to me in an argument, "What do you do for me? All you do is cook," because she didn't know how to cook. I taught her. Clean, help with the kids, and pay bills. And I'll be darned if I'm still not trying to figure out what else I could do. She
You
did
know what you didn't mention in that though?
what?
Her.
You know what she said to me? She said, "What do you do for me? We've been married 2 years and we never been to Hawaii." Let me tell you something. If a man is working and doing all those things and in a 2 relationship, you haven't made it to Hawaii, I called my daddy. I called my dad, and my dad said, "Leave." June the 1st,
Yes,
2017. I left. I know I'm a prize.
man.
I know beyond
I want to
You
say
shouldn't
something.
have been there from the beginning.
No,
I
I
know
want to
beyond
say
a
something
shadow
to
of a
that.
doubt. So to say that there are a lot of men who do and literally I once paid something. I once
They
paid somebody
dunked on.
and they yelled at me saying what I did for them. Listen, real talk. So for me, I know for Gerard, my dad was 34 when I was born. My
I
mom,
can't see something.
I had old parents. I know I was raised right. I'm romantic. All those things. And I have been slapped in my face a many a times because people take you for granted when you are the prize and you give them too much. It really is them taking you for granted. So I think just like we can say men can do it, women can do it too. Women, I think, do it more often. That's why they always say the good guy wins, the good guy loses. That's
Okay,
why the good guy loses.
make it a little shorter, please.
Go ahead.
You're doing a whole monologue. Uh,
Uh,
okay, so to your ex-wife about the what have you done for me? We haven't been to Hawaii. When you first told me that, the first 3 times I heard it, I was offended. I'm like, how dare?
You better watch your mouth.
But now I'm starting to really think this through because I was in a conversation. We were talking about COVID children and how children who have gone through it, who were born in the COVID, it's interesting to see what they're going to become when it comes to socializing because of whatever. And my thing, because I remember feeling some type of way within my marriage, like, well, we don't do this, we don't do that. And that was the time that reality TV came out and it started changing your reality, your perspective on things. So I think that there has to be, and I'm just kind of throwing this out there has to be some grace for that time period because a lot of people's lives change. A lot of people start looking at things differently. And I believe your ex-wife and myself, we're in the same generation. And I'm sure about that time when she made that comment, social media and reality TV did change a lot. And unfortunately, a lot of us bought into it. And because I used
Yep.
to, I remember watching the Braxtons.
Oh my
And
gosh.
every time I watched it, I would have an attitude with my spouse. And God had to tell me, you cannot watch that show because you don't know what reality is. Thank God I had a come to Jesus moment where I could say, this stuff is not for me.
Mhm.
But some people don't do that, and they perceive that as reality, and then you want something that's not real.
So you
Mhm.
mean to tell the husband who's working, paying bills, cooking, cleaning, take care of the children, handsome, and really great at love making, has to give more grace in that?
I think so. I think that's just like a child. That like my children.
Oh,
More.
geez. They want it all, Jay.
Give
That's
me
like a
more.
Yep.
child.
More,
Give
more,
Just
me more.
like
more.
men want it all.
You
Get out
know,
of
I
you know
think that
something. Can
no.
I say this?
I think that's
here.
yeah, that's the same thing. A man
Women,
wants
women,
this,
no,
that,
no,
and
She's
the
not done
other.
though.
Like
no,
you
no.
just said, a girl
Women
cooking
are
with
Let
her
her,
butt
no,
jiggling.
no.
You just said that, and that's like a child. You go to work, you take care of the house, you do all these things, and the child is living a good life. My children are living, in my opinion, a great life, and they still feel like they want more. They look at me like, "What have you done for me lately?" I paid the mortgage. What you talking about?
Hmm.
And it blows your mind. But I think it's the same thing when you're comparing your life to what's fake, what somebody's putting on. They rent a car for the weekend just to take pictures and post it like they like it's their car, And like that one girl had, some little girl had a little rap song and she talking about her life. And I had to tell my children, this is not real.
Yeah. I, women, I've heard women say that men want thanks for getting, for going and working. That's what you're supposed to do. Like why would I give you a cookie for what you're supposed to do? That kind of thinking is what's causing men to say, what's the benefit in doing this? Because
But
guess what? You can find a lower value woman. She may not be as high a value. She may have a 1 bedroom apartment with her and her child or 2 children. She gonna put some canned corn on a plate with some spaghetti and some garlic bread.
Spaghetti.
She gonna suck as much penis as the law allows, and you're going to have a
That's a
peaceful
bad
life.
combination of food, yo. What?
Right, I'm like spaghetti and corn.
Spaghetti and corn? Nah,
Y'all eat
nah,
corn on
Yeah,
the cob with
nah,
y'all spaghetti?
nah.
Jay,
eat it all the
That's
time.
a bad.
but
That's
Jay,
a
you
bad
see how
combo. But
Jay, you see how like you said that
And he's stressless.
but Jay, you see how like you say that
Mhm.
how you know a man doesn't get recognition for going to work. It's the same way that people minimize what being a housewife is. Men, because they'd be like, oh well, you know, I'm the one bringing money into the house,
Who that
but
say
I'm the one
spaghetti?
making this house into a home and all of that, right?
Amos should run for president. Spaghetti and corn definitely be hitting. You take
No,
Well,
all.
she talking
I
about
agree, I agree
you
with what you're saying,
interrupting
Dr.
her.
Jackson. I
Oh.
literally
Yeah, you
just
the
experienced that.
prize
I agree with what you're saying.
What did she say?
because you were talking.
Say it
In
again.
my
she
in
was, you
my
saying
in my
Because
divorce,
I well, what I just said is the same way you say how a woman, how you know women minimize, you know, a man's ability to provide and say, oh, that's something he's supposed to do. Is the same way that women get minimized for being a housewife. Oh, well, I'm the one bringing in the money to the house. What are you doing? And that happens so often because of the fact that women say, you know, they should get some, you know, should get access to the bank accounts and stuff like that, but men want to minimize the fact that they're doing a lot of work in the house to keep that house together.
in my divorce proceedings earlier, anyway, it doesn't matter when. I didn't work. Neither one of us worked in the beginning of our marriage because we were veterans. He started going to work. That judge said, "You know what? We're going to give him the house because what did you contribute?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? What did I contribute to the house?" It blew my mind. Men minimize women's contributions to a household all the time.
Because
And to
that's
have it done on such a grand stage, I was blown away.
Did y'all hear me say I was cooking and cleaning?
but you know that.
but
You missed the point, though. The
the
point
point of
is
it
that
is
y'all
the,
minimize what
But that's
women
yeah.
do,
This is,
and
yeah.
you think just because you
If
pay,
you're
or even in the judge instance, you paid for the you. Let's say you paid the mortgage, sure, but I cooked, I took care of your kids, took care of you. I made sure you didn't need anything in the
Clean
household, but
everything.
because I didn't contribute financially,
And
you're
ran
saying that I have no value.
and I ran the company business. Well, we
no,
profited $500 a day.
listen, but I want to say I agree to that. But I think to that same token, I believe you should be honored. But if you're with a man who doesn't honor you as a housewife, and you're with a man who doesn't see, even if he is bringing home the bacon, he can help around the house too. You're not with a real man.
Who just said that
You're
comment?
not with a good man.
You're not
James,
with.
Right.
You're not
And
Frank,
you're not with a
Frankie
good
said
James,
that.
man.
Jameson said that, and I agree with this comment,
Can
especially on the
Jameson
female
and
side of it.
Frankie click the link, please, so we can see your face and hear it in real
so
time?
I have a comment on
Yes,
this.
join the live. Thank you, Ashley.
I have a comment on this. So the guy I'm dating, of course, he sent me a video of a woman, and it was viral on Instagram. He sent me a video of a woman who was basically saying anybody who works for the city or the state or whatever the case is, police officers, firefighters, that you are not high value men and blah blah blah. So of course he and I had a big discussion on this, and I said it's so sad that a lot of men and women limit a man's value in any relationship solely to his ability to be financial, to financially provide.
Oh
I'm
my goodness.
sorry, Keisha.
That's a nice laugh.
All right, so to limit his value to just solely to the ability to financially provide. And I said, because of the fact that so many men and women look at it like that, if a man is in a position where with the ability to financially provide, a lot of them commit suicide. As a person who works in mental health, when a man loses his job, since that's the only value system that society places on him, or whatever the case is, that man feels like he has no further value.
Well,
Well,
won't stop.
I'll say this, Mr. Dr. Jackson.
We've talked on this same platform. Right now, if a high value woman can pay all her bills and she gets with a guy who's struggling, whether he's in his head, whether it's physical, whether it's he's just not motivated because something's going on, but he is a good guy, but he's pulling his weight in all other areas. Most women, even on this platform, say he still doesn't qualify, even if the
Yep.
roles were completely reversed, and she could afford to be the breadwinner
Yep.
because she's
No.
doing what she wants to
That's
do.
not
Yeah.
true. Currently.
That's
Hey,
not
Jameson.
I said
That's-
I said that if he can talk a good game, build me up, and be consistent.
Yeah, Ashley
I
said
think
that.
I think that's a game
Randy
changer.
said you gotta have 2
Ashley,
years worth of salary
Two-
saved to
Yep.
do her.
Yep. Ashley
And
did
I'm
say what
going
she
to-
said. I agree.
and I'll even go into it by saying, like, for example, I have a neighbor who basically the roles are switched, because she is, for example, she's a travel nurse and what have you, but the husband is the one who stays home with the 3 kids. He's the one who does everything for those kids, everything, and that works for them.
Right,
But you can't say that he has no value because he is contributing.
Right, but is she asking him what he brings to the table?
He's not. She's
And
not.
that's what men
Because
are
her kids,
saying.
she know that whatever the case is, her kids are good.
I don't think a man is asking what you bring to the table if you are bringing all those things to the table.
No, let's still ask. There's always something else that they want you to bring to the table. At the end of the day,
That part.
people are unsatisfied in general. Actually,
You know, I want to tell y'all this. I was in Atlanta. Yes, I was in Atlanta last night, and I got to meet with my chaplain that's up there.
Okay.
83 years old. 83 years old man. You know, very wise, but he's lived a life. You know, and we got to talking, and he says he does not like religion. You know, he hates religion. Religion is all about
chaplain.
He's all like it's all about me,
not religious.
It's no, he's not. It's not. No, he's still a servant of God. He still is completely in the Bible, and it's not one of those spiritual people. But he doesn't he doesn't like religion, because religion is all about me. It's not about giving. It's about receiving. It's about receiving. And I think that's part of what's happening in our society today, is that we're so much more focused on receiving and not giving. It's all about what can I get? What can I get? What can I get? What can I get? Okay, I got this. Can I get more? Even when we pray, God, give me this, give me this, give me that, give me this, God, give me that, give me life, give me strength, give me this, God, give me this, give me this. That's how we pray.
That's how you pray.
That's how I've been in churches. I've been to y'all church,
no,
and that's how y'all pray.
That's
how it
the
is.
new mind of the people.
SC3.
What can you do for me? Not what I can do. What can I? Oh my God, talk. Not what can I do for you? Not how can I help you? It's how do you help me? What do you do for me? What do you give me? What do you do for me to want you in my life? Not how can we share this experience together? How can we share this moment together? How can we give to each other? It's never what do we give to each other. It's what do you give me?
Yeah.
Okay, this
how
is
can I
coming
serve
from.
you?
I'm sorry. This is coming from the same person that said, "When I get home, you better be on your knees." Okay. Not how can I serve you? How can I
you see
please
how
you?
you want to take
No, I'm giving an example.
You see how you want to take
I sure
one
am.
little
But you were saying-
you want to take one little thing and completely negate the thing that I'm saying.
Get out of here.
Thank you.
SC3. I
Thank
just want
you.
to say SC3. I
Yes.
just want to say this.
Yes.
Just because I have a social and a moral responsibility to the church that I serve, you never came to my church and heard us pray, give me. That
Thank
didn't
you.
church. As a pastor of that church, and these being the people that I serve. Just because I do have people that watch this platform, I just want to be clear. That's never happened at our church, and it never will be. We're not
And
that.
I want to say to that, and to the tone of our church, we're currently actually, because I do attend that church, we're actually reading The Pursuit of Holiness. And we're on chapter 3 as a church. And that book is talking about what is my position in this relationship with God. What can I do in this relationship with God? And I encourage anybody to read it. But yeah, I agree. You did not come, and I will hope
Hey,
you would come back. You did not come, and it was not give me Lord, give me Lord.
No.
That's
And
not that's
also,
not, and I hate that you mischaracterized us in that way. But we can move forward. I do believe that a lot of people do have that mindset. What can I get
I
from
agree.
someone else? We do that in every. A lot of people do it in every arena of their lives. What can I get from this experience? And I think that what I've also experienced is some people who don't want to get or receive. I've seen a guy like that. He was just, as long as I'm good, we're good. Like I
that's
don't care
and
what you
that's
need from me, and I feel like I'm good where I am. I don't care what you need from me because I'm not giving it, and I'm not gonna ask you for anything. As long as we're just coexisting, we're good. I think that that's also dangerous.
I
You
will
said
say
the same
this
right, you
if
take care of you, I take care of me. Boom.
Oh,
I will say this, there's only one place in the last few years, one place of worship that I've been to where it's been, what can I do for you? And that's with the chaplain. That's why anytime I'm back in Atlanta, I always go there, and that's where I try to worship, because he even says it. He's at a truck stop. That's where he does his service. So he's the chaplain for truckers. That's how I
FP,
met
the
him.
fact that
Yeah,
you
go ahead.
same claim as if you came to our church and we did that.
Well, you didn't even let me finish what I was going to get to. He doesn't
You
even.
said you've only been to one place and where it didn't happen, and that was the chaplain in Atlanta. And I hate to hijack your broadcast, Brandy, but literally, our church stands on what we can do for others. We don't bet. Brand is our financial person. Sometimes we don't meet the budget for doing for others and doing and investing in the ministry. We don't hold people up for offering. We don't do any of those things. So I don't like that categorization. And anytime you sit on a platform as the pastor of those people, I'm going to check you on it, because that did not happen. So
And
you,
I'm gonna also say this, and in reference to what you said, you came after we prayed. One, you came after prayer. You came late to church. That's one. Two, at the end when we do altar call, it's not, we don't come up there and say, "What can you do? What can you give us?" I don't even know if you went up there for altar call,
was there
and you
$100?
also saw us do a baptism on that day. And at the end of the day, did we ask you for anything? Did we ask you to give any offering? Did we ask you to pay for our meal that we invited you to after church? We did not. So don't do that. That's not cool. And I did take offense to that because that was an outright lie.
Yeah.
You were saying. So you can go ahead and finish your statement now.
Well, first and foremost, I came doing praise and worship. So that's if we want to get
That was
clerical.
after we do
If we
prayer.
want to be no, if well, okay, but if we want to get
Go
specific, then
ahead.
I came after praise and worship. I was there for the offering. I was there for other things as well. But that's not the point I'm trying to make. Talk. I'm not trying to talk bad about your church and how you operate. I'm saying from my perspective, from my place, from my experience with the churches I visited over the last couple of years, there's one place that I've been to. He doesn't even collect the offering, and if you try to give him money, he's gonna throw it back on the floor right to you. He's like, "Don't give me your money. I don't need your money. All I need is I want to serve God and I want to serve the Lord." Now people look at him like, "Hey, you're crazy for that." I'm trying to give you money so that I can better your better your
Okay. Let
service.
me ask you this.
But
Because you were there for offering. Because I took offering that day. What did I say
yeah,
during offering? Did I say give us
I
your
don't
money, or
remember
did
what you
I
said.
say give? Exactly, because you weren't listening. You were already judging. Continue.
No, it wasn't. No, I can't. I can't go back verbatim to what you said.
Okay.
Okay,
So
that was a
back
few
to
months ago.
being the prize, because this whole conversation is
Yeah,
going
we
way
took a
off
left.
the topic.
Yeah, it
We'll
took a
get back
left.
to being a prize. You were saying about men being the prize.
Who are you
Okay.
talking to?
You were talking.
That part. Who was the subject?
Oh, y'all went completely left.
You
The
went left.
entire topic.
So
I said
Jameson, you bopped on. You had a lot to say in the comment section. And
Yeah.
again, it's nice to see your face, friend.
Hey, how you doing? Thank you.
I'm ready for my swim lessons. But
Wonderful.
did you want to add?
Yeah. So, I mean, I kind of like been in and out for a while. I was trying to watch Lord of the Rings and do a bunch of things at the same time. So I missed a lot in the whole conversation. So I'm not sure if y'all touched on it or not. But I want to go back to my very first comment, whereas why is there such a competition for who is a prize? And I want to continue that with my later comment when I said saying a man is a prize is like saying you have a cat as a prize. Saying a woman is a prize is saying you have a car as the prize. Why are we have such a hard on for having somebody as a prize when it's honestly just the actual companionship of having somebody with you that is the prize in general.
Well,
Having somebody who understands you is the prize.
Well, we didn't say that. We're just saying that there's a
No.
lot of men who are going around and saying it now.
No. So my question is, why is that such a thing? Like, why do men feel like somebody has to be a prize? Like, why are we so hopped up on a competition for something being a prize when it's literally the actual idea of what it is that's the prize, not the actual subject or the person that you're getting it from?
I think that's because it's more not about you and I in a relationship, but you and I in a relationship perceived by other people.
Fuck other people. Can I say that on here?
But I'm saying I think that's why the term I'm a prize or he's a prize. I think that's where that derives from, because I'm showing off, not me in particular. I'm saying that person is showing off, and they're saying, "Oh, he is a prize," or "She is a prize," or "I am." You'll be lucky to have somebody like me, kind of thing, as in on a global, on a bigger scale, other people looking, instead of saying, you know what, we're in this relationship and we don't have to broadcast it, we don't have to show it, we don't have to put it on social media, we don't have to comment on it. We're in this thing together, and it's just you and me. I think that changes the dynamic of a lot of things, and I think that makes for a more healthier and sustainable relationship. But when you start bringing in outside forces and all eyes and ears and mouths commenting on what you got going on, that's a recipe for disaster. That's a divorce or breakup on the horizon. Believe me, I know.
So real quick, have y'all seen the show? Was it Abbott Elementary? Yeah, Abbott Elementary.
Love it.
So y'all remember I think it was the Valentine's Day episode where Quita was going out with, what's that nigga's real name?
Oh yes. And he was buying her a gift.
So yeah, and then Orlando Brown's son was going out with the one girl.
Is that his son in real? That's not his son in real.
No, not his son in real life. I don't know names right now.
No, is this season one? Season one?
Tyler.
Hey, Jameson, this is season one, right?
I don't know. I think it's season 2.
Yeah.
Either way.
No, I think it was her daughter. Yeah, that's like season 1.
So Mr. Eddie gave the girl gave what's her name's daughter a Lego set or some shit. Because she was allergic to, I forgot why she gave it. And then Vic Mensa gave Cleta B a purse, and she was like, "Oh, cool." To the different people, the different options or the different objects were definitely a prize. If you gave me a Lego set, listen, I'll do whatever you want for the next week or so. I don't care, because you just bought me a prize of joy. If you gave me like a car, I'd be like, why did you give me this expensive car? I don't want to pay for this shit now. I don't want to do this for a car. You like, so that kind of goes back to knowing who you're with depends on the prize. Because I'm not going to date somebody who's going to be like, oh, you don't take me to the club. You should have dated somebody who you know is going to take you to a club. That's a lot for me.
But like I said, I also feel like I'm his prize, he's my prize. We want each other.
Exactly. So that's why, that's what I'm trying to, I'm so confused why people are so hopped up on trying to, force somebody being the prize when a prize can be whatever you want it to be for a different person. You can give somebody a piece of paper and they're like, yes, I fucking won today. Don't know why that made you happy, but cool.
I think
it's all perspective, Jamie.
I think the whole conversation about one being the prize actually came around the same time that we started talking about high value man and high value woman. I think that whole concept of each of us being the prize actually came around the same time period.
that on high value, the definition of value is a very fickle thing. Because I can show you $100 bill and a $1 bill. They have two completely different values that are made of the same exact shit. A diamond actually has no actual worth in life at all. It's just a really cool, really hard substance. Whereas wood has actually way more use and purpose and technically more value than a diamond will ever have.
That's why I always say that value is subjective.
So like when people are like a high value man, to me, a high value woman is somebody who's gonna let me stay up and watch is gonna stay up and watch Star Wars and Lord of the Rings with me all fucking day. That's a high value woman to
Right.
me.
It's subjective.
I said it's subjective. It's very much subjective. That's why a lot of times when people ascribe value to one certain thing, that value can change depending on what your values are.
Facts.
And I also feel like when that whole thing came out with the Kevin Samuels thing about the high valuism of a person, then men and y'all can jump on me how you want. Men clung to that like it
Oh, we
was
did. Oh, they
life
did.
support. And they're like, that's right. High value women, I mean men, you women with children don't come over here. And I think that also flowed into men like, you know what? We are the prize.
And I think what happened with that is for a very long time, men don't really, it is not socially acceptable to really appreciate your man. I know this sounds very weird. It's the best way I can phrase it right now, but it's not really something that like
It's promoted. It's not
it's
heavily.
not promoted. It's not like people are like, oh, what did you do for your man today? Oh, what did you do for your man for his birthday? Oh, I did that one thing in bed that he liked that we only do for his birthday. Why is it the only day you do it? It's fucking weird. Why don't you do anything for your man on Valentine's Day? Maybe your man wants some flowers. Did you ever ask him?
Because there's
But
happy
I think
wife, happy life. There's that
I
whole
And
think
that's also bullshit.
social
Because that's
media is
stupid. Because if I'm unhappy and you're the only person happy, I'm gonna find happiness elsewhere.
I think that social media is changing that though. I can say that that is a positive that is coming out of social media. You are seeing how to treat a guy in a relationship. You are
But
seeing
also, sorry, go
things
ahead.
that you didn't see before in a relationship. And I have often thought to myself, I wish some of this stuff would have been out back a couple years ago. I wish I could have had
that
this
part.
perspective. So I think that it was not, and I'm not blaming anybody. It's not a taught behavior, especially in some cultures, some societies, some groups. It's not a learned behavior to give to your guy. And then then some guys there and also because my mom and dad are wordsmiths. They give words of affirmation. That's probably why I love them. My dad always says, I mean, I went out to eat with him the other day. I got some beautiful children. He looks, he's like, you are so beautiful. I love words of affirmation. Some men, and I'm going to speak to black men because I've only dated black men, they don't know how to receive that either. So they're also learning how to receive appreciation. So it's twofold because I'm good at words of affirmation, but not all men I found out can receive those things.
Same thing
And
with
I
black
can speak
women.
to that. I can speak to that because I am the person that, and you could ask all three of my exes, I'm very appreciative. I'm gonna say thank you. You open my door. I might say it, not say it every time, but a majority of the time I'm gonna say thank you for opening my door. Or I'm going to, like, I tried to get one of my exes flowers. She was like, men don't like flowers. So I'm like, oh, my bad. My bad, bro. Or I got him, I went and got him made this whole dinner for him. It was a seafood dinner. And he was so concerned about a windshield wiper and was like, why didn't you get a windshield wiper instead? So it's like when you do show appreciation, it seems to be negated or lessened. So I can't say I do it less, but it makes you want to do it less.
Because men aren't taught to be appreciated. If you're
Right.
not taught to how to receive it, you're not gonna know how to receive it.
No,
Frankie,
not
Frankie, you got something to say?
Oh yeah, Frankie,
Uh,
what's up?
um, n- on the before we got to that part, what Scott was saying, I think that men being the prize came from before the high value women men thing. I think it came from when it came out about men speaking on their mental health.
right? So when men start speaking on their mental health, bringing clarity to that, they start speaking on, oh, this is what men do. This is how men express themselves, and women take it for this and take advantage of how them expressing themselves. And they should know that they are the prize. This what they stand for. This what they anchoring in. And that's how I believe that's how it came about of men being the prize. I think it came around that era when they start speaking on mental health for men.
I will say that I think it's both that and the Kevin Samuels thing. But now that I'm really thinking about it, I want to say men being the prize stems from the back where women only had value for who you married.
What was the last part?
Your value came from who you married. So if you married somebody who had land, you married the prize. If you married a peasant, you ain't have shit. If you married the prince, you
So
got the
with that
prize.
being said, Danny,
I think that that's interesting to hear because from a woman's perspective, any woman that got married was successful. It didn't matter who you married because if you weren't married, you were
Your
looked at
status
less
is
than.
elevated.
And a lot of us are still wearing that. A lot of us still are dealing with that shame or whatever because we're up in age and the time your clock is ticking.
Nobody's
So
asking.
I don't know. I can't say that I agree to that, Jamie. I can't agree that it's based on who you marry. As long as you got married, you were
Well, I would say
considered.
the original were like back like hundreds of years ago. Who you married was your prize. You had to marry
But
somebody who had money, who was rich because you couldn't because a women wasn't allowed to do shit.
but
Now, fast forward into less modern times, but more modern than that. You're right. They just raise you. You get married. You go up, find you a nice
I
man,
I'll
give
I'll
him
say this,
babies.
Jamie. I'll say that the higher quality of person you marry, yeah, the higher quality of person you married, that's the reward for the prize that you got was far more greater. Let's say that. Let's not just say that just
So,
because I agree with Ashley saying that the fact that you did get married, right? You won. You know, because that at the end of the day, what is the goal? What's the goal? To get if you're a protector, provider, get
well,
your
I was
kids going, get your family, get the life going so that you can, go into life into your old age. And that's
well,
the main goal at the end of the
I
day.
was speaking from like
If you
the
don't if you
origin.
don't get that, then I hate to say it, that's where you fail.
So what I was saying that from like the origins of marriage, as in like when you had a woman, you paid a dowry, like you paid like my daughter's worth. She can do this, and that. She's worth 10 pigs and 10 acres. Bet. But this man had 10 pigs and 10 acres to actually give away for a woman and still have some left over to support his family.
but
That's what I mean by that.
I think even in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, I'm not even talking about 100 years ago. I think there was an understanding that a man at home in the family raising his children was a prize because literally grandmas were not fighting over now women fighting over who got their man's penis. Them old women in the 60s and 50s and 70s, that's not what they were fighting over. They were
Well,
dragging cup.
Barbara
You're not
saying,
gonna take the breadwinner out of my home. You're not gonna take the person that keeps this teenage boy in check out of my home. You're not going to take the man and the presence and the blessing of having this man under this roof is. I know a lady who literally came home and caught her husband in the 60s sleeping with another man. And she said, I tell you what, my kids need their father. She moved the other man in the house with the family because she wanted them to have a father figure, a provider, and all of that in the home.
It's because
I,
she's a
oh
freak.
wait,
It's
you
not
also
because she
have to
wants to.
Hey,
realize,
You said
hold
what
on, hold on.
now?
hey,
You
shut your
also
I
have to
said it's
realize.
because she's a freak. It
No,
ain't
no,
got
no, no,
nothing to
no, no,
do
no. I
with.
mean, possibly that could possibly be reason, but you also have to realize that a gay man in the '60s, and you took somebody's woman, or you took some. You know what I'm trying to say? You can't put that shit out on the street. You can't
my
have people
point.
know that.
My point was she'd made a decision that it was more
yeah, especially as a
valuable.
woman, you lost your man to a gay man.
the home.
It was more safe. It was safer for her to move that man in.
Yeah,
It
I'm
was
telling you
supposed
what
to
You
be
let that man
safer.
go.
y'all conjuring. I'm telling you what she said. I think that there was a value to men, and women understood. Woman to woman. Hey, listen, Brenda, you may have had him, but have him, sleep with him, and
You
send
can
him
hear
home.
your ass.
Sleep with him and send him home, but he ain't leaving. He ain't packing up and
Yeah.
leaving me to deal with these kids by themselves. Sleep with him.
I agree that there was a value to men back in the day. It was
Well,
because women couldn't work.
You couldn't have a bank account. You couldn't work.
We
Couldn't
had to
drive.
rely on
Couldn't
them
vote.
for
Couldn't do shit.
everything. So yes,
feminism
men had
didn't
a
exist.
value. But now
Feminism didn't
women
exist. That's
also,
why.
unfortunately, we have to work. Thank you, feminism. So
Yeah,
now
that's not
we
a
also
yeah.
have
That's also
value.
society. It's
And
not
we
just
have
Y'all
more,
feminism.
and
chose
I
that.
feel like our value is
Y'all
even
chose that.
greater because we're not only taking care of kids, we're also bringing in money. We're also taking certain women, some women, not all women, but
what
we're
did
also
SC3
taking
say?
care of
Feminism,
like
this
Doesn't
economy,
exist.
you cannot support a family with one income in this economy. You can try, but
Wait, which
unless you're
environment?
making like unless you're making six figures, you're not supporting a family with a single income.
I don't know. When
Not
people
in
say
this.
that,
Well, not,
you may not right.
yeah.
You may not be able to live like the Joneses, but you can live decent on $60,000-$70,000 a year. You can do
Okay,
it.
You can live.
in Florida,
You can live.
For how
Yes.
It's
many
just
with
people's
the
people?
way
expectation.
we're going,
You
For how many
through
people?
housing prices
Yeah.
and just grocery prices skyrocketing every 2 months or whatever,
Jay, for how
you
many
got
people in that household?
Yeah, I would say it depends on how big the
I
family is.
I know people making $30,000-$40,000 a year, and
That's poverty line, so they're getting assistance.
No, it's not how much you make, it's how much you save. That's
it's
the
and
thing.
how you exactly.
it
It's
is
How
how
you
also how
you
much
manage.
you
budget
save.
your money.
yeah,
You don't have to be on assistance for
right.
that.
Yeah, you two people making $35,000 a
No,
year.
no, 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 no. I didn't say two
well, it's
people.
about living.
You said
It's
one
about living
person.
your
I
means.
said because how society was built,
So you mean
the original.
you think your average teacher is poverty line?
Yes, the
I,
average teacher was definitely poverty line.
no, but I know teachers though. I know teachers who are single who are raising 2 or 3 children on their teacher salary. They're not getting assistance.
They aren't, but it's definitely poverty line.
They got a place to stay. It's an apartment. She has a car to drive, foods, and every now and then
That
they go
doesn't
skate.
negate being in poverty, though.
I mean, just because you're not taking assistance doesn't mean you're not in
She's
the
living at.
poverty line. Nick,
You
I own a business and I'm on the poverty line.
tell me if someone is making 45 grand, they have a car, their children live with them in a 2 or 3 bedroom apartment, they eat, everyone's clean, they go bowling once a month or something like that. We consider that. I know numbers, but we consider that poverty.
No.
Yes,
You're not taking
in
into
this society,
consideration.
No.
in this
You're not taking into
economy,
consideration the debt to income ratio.
That's middle. That's in the
You
middle.
have to consider the debt to income ratio.
That's also not middle.
The poverty line is about 20 to
That's
25.
lower
And
middle.
really quickly, real
That's
that's
quick,
low
lower middle
middle. That's like
Frankie,
class.
you
I'm sorry,
can
hold on,
take
y'all,
away
hold on,
some
y'all.
poverty.
Frankie,
It's
you have
still
to
middle.
mute your Frankie. You're gonna have to
Oh,
mute
Sam.
your Facebook because it's like echoing. I think, love bug.
Oh,
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I always echo.
So yeah, she has a car note, she has rent, she has insurance, she has items for the kids. So you have to take all of that out and see where she is, like at that point.
Because you got to factor in health insurance, car insurance, renter's insurance, whatever other insurance you have you need,
You can
your
make
phone bill, your light bill, your Wi-Fi, all those other small bills that add up.
you can
What'd you
make
say,
six
Ash?
figures and still be on the
That's what I'm
poverty
Broke.
line.
saying.
And
Right.
broke.
You
That's what I'm
can't. So
saying.
it does not matter how much you make. It is how much is going out every month. How
And
much
staying in.
is leaving your hands. You can be six figures in low class. That
Mm-hmm.
is not
Legit.
defined
That's
by
the
how much you
problem.
make. It's defined at how long can you sustain after you lose your income. How long can you go without adjusting your life? A lot of people feel like they're comfortable, but the reality is you're not. If you cannot make it 6 months after losing your job, you're in the low class bracket.
And our church did this
You are low
financial
income.
literacy thing every Tuesday. Although
Your church did? Who's your church's pastor?
it doesn't matter. My church administrator is Ashley.
Period. Hello.
and she hosted it.
Damn.
Is it still echoing?
Real quick, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Frankie.
Is it still echoing?
A little bit, but it's not that drastic now.
Yeah.
Before it was more.
Oh no, you
But go
go.
ahead if you got something to say though. It doesn't echo when you talk.
No, I'll just make sure it wasn't echoing.
Chef, did you have something to say? Did you have something you wanted to say on the subject matter?
I don't at the moment. I did
Okay.
have to log off for like 25 minutes. But I was here, chatting and commenting in the beginning of the panel. But there's a lot of people tonight, so I'm just gonna try to be an active listener as best as possible.
This is the first time there's more men than women tonight, ladies.
Oh,
Good observation, girl, because they're the prize.
Mm-mm. No, I'm not. Not
They're
me.
the prize.
And
I'm definitely a prize.
Can
I
I
just
can I
want to say
ask
that
a
out
question?
loud.
Can I ask a question?
I want to
Yes.
say,
Yes, sir.
Frankie.
Hold on,
that
Ashley wants to
Frankie
say.
is
Ashley said
on.
something.
He is one of the young men I was referring to when I say young men are really giving it. I think he's well put together. He has his head on his shoulders. He is really good with women, and as his friend, he treats me good. So I know he's good in a relationship. Got to be. So I wanted to say that openly to you. I think you're doing an excellent job, and you are going to make somebody an excellent husband.
Oh man, thank you very much. I'm just being patient, man. I ain't rushing nothing. Thank you, I appreciate it.
You were gonna say something, Blackshear?
I would like to hold on one moment. Give me 2 seconds. You guys, I'm gonna send a message before I ask my question. Hold on.
I want to say, if I was next to Chef, I would slap that glass out of your hand. I am over you already.
Wow.
And I just make another one and I pour you one as well because it sounds
I
like
like
you need it.
you. I like him.
Cheers.
You're the only one.
Damn.
So, okay. So let me ask each man in the panel. Okay, even if you don't believe you're the prize, okay, what
Not you.
makes you, except for you, Chubb, what makes you, I'll say, of value, or have your significance within a relationship? How you want to, however, you know what I'm saying. Do you know? Can you rephrase it for me, Chef?
I think you phrased it really, really well. I
You
think
phrased
it's
it nicely.
what is
makes
the
you
why? Oh, Chef Jamie. Okay, why why are you what's your value and what is your purpose, or why do you have a purpose within something? I think you phrased it really well. What do you have? What's
Okay,
your worth? What is your
What
net
you
worth
bring to the
within a
table.
relationship?
basically. So, who wants to start?
Chef, check your inbox on Facebook.
And who wants to start?
Oh,
Man,
Okay. Gerard, go first. Or okay, he's not on. SG3, you're first. We'll go around.
Okay, ask it the way that you asked it the first time, Brandy.
What do you bring to
As
the
a
table?
That
man,
question.
what do you what is your value within the relationship?
What do you contribute?
What would make you the prize?
What would make
Why
you
would
the
I want to be
prize?
with you?
Right. What will make you the prize? Go.
Like, currently,
Hey, I
what do
think
you have that would make you the prize in a relationship?
Right. Why would I want to be with you? Why would
let
Why
him
I?
should
answer the
we choose
question,
you?
y'all. Let him answer the question.
I hope he's frozen.
Let him
I
answer the
really
question.
pray that he didn't need all y'all
Right
to
here.
repeat that.
Right. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted Brandy to rephrase the question the way that she did it the first time.
Okay.
Yeah, just so I make sure I'm clear. Well, I think I think I don't let things get me down. Like if I fall down, I'm gonna get back up. I'm resilient. I'm a hard worker. I'm confident. I serve others as much as sometimes I don't, because sometimes I have I have this natural thing of service that I provide to people, and sometimes I won't lie. It happened to me recently. Sometimes I hate that people kind of ask me, because I don't say no too often, especially if I don't know you, if I know you to be a person who's going to abuse me for that thing that I do. But I'm someone who serves others. Um, but I don't at this current stage where I'm at in my life, I don't think I'm the prize. I think I have a lot of potential to be the prize. I think that I have to keep working towards what God needs me to work towards in order to be the prize, to be the top prize that He wants me to be. But yeah, I mean that right now, those are the things that I think that I have, and I just got to keep
Okay.
expanding on that.
Major
Okay.
respect to your major respect to your truth and humility.
Jameson,
Honor
you're up.
that.
Damn, we're going that direction.
You said what?
Nothing. What makes me the prize in my current state, I'm a very giving person. Um, I'm a very observant, knowledgeable, considerate person. I shit as my memory is, I will remember very specific things about you that you need, want, or desire, shit like that. I'm a very flexible person. That's partly due to my job, but I am likely to show up at any time you need me, no matter what. I'm very resourceful. If I don't have it, I know somebody who does. If I can't do it, I know somebody who does. If I can't do it, I'm gonna learn how to do it. Um, I do come with a lot of life skills, cooking, cleaning. I can raise children. I'm very good with kids, shit like that. And animals, actually.
What's your address? Let me drop mine off.
Y'all better leave my friend alone. But D, he knew your way, girl. Go ahead.
But like I'm very understanding. You can tell me literally anything, and as long as it doesn't cross certain lines, I can probably respond and accept it without harming the situation.
Okay.
Now, if you tell me you cheating on me, I'm probably gonna blow the fuck up. But if you said you forgot to schedule something or you crashed my car or something, we can work something out. I understand shit happens. I'm very understanding. Um, there's like it's very little things like there's not enough. Oh my god, what is? There is not a lot that can really throw me off and really fuck me up to the point
Okay.
where like I can't listen to you or listen to your side of the situation.
Okay.
Um, um, I
I want to
do
add one more
believe.
thing after he's done.
Hold on.
Um, I do love reciprocating and giving. Like if I'm the type of person, if you did one thing for me, I'm gonna return it tenfold. So the next thing you do to me is gonna be 20-fold, and it's gonna keep multiplying. Because like I do appreciate showing somebody that I appreciate your existence in my life. No matter what it is, I love showing people that I appreciate who they are and what they're doing in my life. No, Frankie, come back.
Yeah, I wanted to hear what he had to say.
But
Okay.
yeah, things like that.
Okay. Chev, you're up. Oh wait, hold on. He's back.
Oh yeah.
All right, Frankie, you're up.
But can I?
Wait, didn't someone have to add something?
You sorry?
Didn't SP have to add something?
That's
Oh, he can add something later. Frankie, you're up.
Oh, you trust me with me like that? Like ADD don't exist?
that's how Brandy do me every week, y'all. But I was gonna say I'm very forgiving.
No,
So
what? No. What we're not gonna do is we had a cycle. You had 30 minutes to say what you felt you brought to the table. You said what you thought, and let's go through everybody else, and I'll come back to you. Is that okay? Can I do that? Is that okay? All right. Thank you, Frankie. You're up because you were next.
Yes, man. It's a good question, man. I haven't thought about this to myself in a while. Um, I
Whew, Jesus
think
Christ.
my main thing is I'm a great listener. Uh, I'm very, very understanding. I'll try to take things from both sides' point of view. Um, I did lack in communication in the beginning, but I have worked on that, got that better tremendously. Um, Another flaw of mine is where I don't wear my. I'm phlegmatic. I don't really show too much emotion. So at times when I don't show my emotions, some would think that I don't care, but I really do care. But I do it, show it through action instead of just verbally and through emotions. But other than that, I'm a great supporter. You know, uh, I do everything to support and uplift my woman whatever she wants to do and whatever she needs to do. Great encourager. Um, honestly, I work on being well balanced. So it's really, I'm not great at one thing. I'm good at everything. But I'm if the female has kids, I'm great with kids. I don't know. I can really.
What's
I
your address?
Stop it.
don't.
I was
um, I, don't- I, that's a
You
good question.
can't
I
wait
really
till
haven't. I really never have really broke that down. I just know the things I do need to work on that I have ran into in some of my relationships, but there hasn't been deal breakers at all. But I know I've been told a lot. I'm too good to be true, but not to try to toot my own horn, but to put it in the best way I can, sum it all up. But
you've
yeah,
been told
I
what?
got.
I missed something.
I'm too good to be true.
Oh, too good to be true. Okay.
Okay. Chef Valier, you up?
How do you follow a too good to be true? That's very difficult.
Right.
Sorry, I
Um,
couldn't.
I agree that everything.
Sorry, I couldn't put it in more details for you.
I appreciate it. Do you mind if I ask you to mute just for a second, Frank?
Oh,
Because I hear the feedback.
no, no problem. Sorry.
Thank you. Although I do like hearing my voice, I don't
Yeah.
like to hear the echo of it.
Myself now.
I don't think I'm the prize. I think I'm a prize. And I think that's really important to note. I don't know if that was a part of the conversation tonight, like the difference of what is. I think the prize sounds egotistical, like you're the business, you're the top notch, you're everything that encompasses something. But I think I am something that encompasses everything. Um, and so what makes me a prize, not the prize, um, is the resilience, and the acknowledgement of knowing my faults and growing into what those are. And also knowing that I am a product of my environment and the folks around me. And that is what makes me grow more. Being a part of a prize is to learn from panels like this, right? Is to learn from folks like this, and to take what seems to be a theme or to seems to be a disagreement, and use my own discernment to grow into that. And at the end of the day, I'm a survivor, right? And so there's always going to be um, a way for whomever is around me. And I know this is particularly about relationships, but I think what comes through with relationships are those are family and friends and everything that comes within that tribe, that folks are going to feel comfortable around me and be able and know that they're a part of this. And so, yeah, and I'm a fighter for what I know is right and real. And I'll do that tooth and nail and ensure that there is always something stable for my loved ones. Check.
Okay. Yeah, I know where you end. I know you too well. I know where your period came in, huh? I knew it. Gerard, you're up.
I feel like me saying what makes me the prize after Ashley outlaid it so great earlier is redundant, but I'll do it for your
I
list.
hate you.
Um, I,
Yeah.
I think there is not a person alive who will work harder than I will work for the people that I love. I think
I'm
that
sorry, SC3 chuckle.
I think that, and that's in all my relationships. That there is that I am the guy that people call when they need help, and I don't take that lightly, because when people are in trouble with anything, simple things to major things, I'm somewhere close as the first person or one of the first people they call. The churches I serve, on my job, with my friends, my family, my godchildren, the lady I date, because I speak all love languages, including the sixth one, which is forgiveness. I think
Woo!
so that also makes me a prize. I know how to get over it and get along. And I think that I am, when people are around me, they're okay. They're okay. I think that I'm also a great love maker. It's in my hips and my lips. Uh,
Mute.
and
Hello.
Now I chuckle.
and I know, like I tell people, I'm in sales and I'm a full-fledged closer. And I tell everyone says that until it's time to ask for a credit card or deposit. I don't have no problem with that. I am confident in what I can do. And I think that's what makes me a prize. I think it's yeah, I think I'm all around. And I ain't just saying that because I'm here. I know when I go to sleep at night, I know that I'm the real deal. And that's it. I did have a question, Brandy, before you move on, because I know SC3 has to come on. I sent this person a message and asked them, could I ask the question? So
Can
if
you
you'll
ask
allow
that
me.
question after SG3 goes?
I mean, he had 30 minutes to do all his questions. I feel like he should have avoided it by now. But if you want to be nice, go ahead.
30 minutes. 30 minutes,
Go ahead,
right? 30
SG3.
minutes.
Go
I'll
ahead,
mute.
SG3.
It was 30 minutes, right? 30 minutes.
So mean.
No, I wanted to add after I heard after I heard Jamie, I would say that
You mean
I'm very forgiving and also very
Go ahead.
I am very forgiving, but also I'm very accepting. I'm accepting of a lot of things. I'm accepting of even sometimes ill treatment towards me. You know, I still,
true?
and I think that speaks. I think that speaks to my resilience and not letting somebody get me down. Because if we want to talk about just examples, we want to go into examples of just I think since I started this journey with you all, it's been nothing but me being accepting. Because any other man would have ran at this point. Any other man who couldn't handle what you guys threw at me every single time I get up on this live would have already ran. But I'm very accepting. I understand the dynamic of who I'm dealing with right now. I understand everybody. I see the relationships and the connections, and I'm observant. That's the thing. I watch and I see, and a lot of it is shock value. So I let it ride. I let a lot of things ride, which I don't. I'm very thick skin. I don't let a lot of things bother me.
Can I
So
ask you a question
uh,
about that?
that's what I wanted to add.
Okay, and I just want to say something real
What?
quick, fast in a hurry. Just like, anyway, I'm not even gonna entertain. Um, you can ask your question, and then we're gonna ask the realist the question, although he just came in. Go ahead.
So, because I'm the same way, I've taken a lot of bullshit. Are you resilient or were you conditioned to not be offended by it? Were you conditioned to handle it?
What's the difference?
I
The difference is one is by choice, one is by
it,
life, is by way of life.
It's all by choice.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, everything's a choice.
Okay,
Yes
so
and
your
no.
answer is it was a
Somebody
choice.
can be resilient and just be naturally resilient. Somebody can be resilient because the way of life had taught them that every time I react, it has been a negative reaction. So I can't react to certain things anymore because if I react, it's not going to help me in any way. So I might as well
That's
just
not
take it and shut the
resilience.
hell up.
But Gerard had a question too.
Yes. I believe where'd he go?
I,
He ran
I I
away.
get what you I get what I get what you I get what you're saying, Jamie. I think it's both for me specifically. I think I was raised up that way, but also just this. I'm naturally resilient, but I think there was a point in time where I forgot that, and so I was conditioned to just accept things, but it was bothering me. I used to let it bother me, right? And then I got to a
I
point where
get
I was
you.
like, well, when I started realizing what the reason was, why do people attack me? What is it about me that people are constantly, finding fault and wanting to beat me down. And it wasn't until the last few years, especially being in isolation with God, to realize who I am. And I'm not going to reveal this and say what I am, to you all, because I don't think that's the point of this. But once God
I'm sorry, I
revealed to me
blacked out for a
who
minute.
I
You're not going to
am,
reveal who.
I realized, okay, that
Wait,
is.
No, please just let him finish so we can move.
I'm sorry, my phone died. I had to get on my iPad. I missed
Okay,
something.
but what was your question, Jay?
So I wanted to ask Chev. We're talking about why my man, or men the prize. I wanted to ask him, being in a same-sex relationship where you both are men, does having that dynamic remove, or the male or female, is that something that you in your community see dealt with at all? Is there ever discussion about prizes, or
definitely.
Oh,
Sorry.
thanks, Chef.
Are you in the community as well, Jamie?
I am.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Look at Chef. He was so ready to be.
I was
negative,
ready,
and
but it was
now-
also a
Right.
question to Chef.
Look at y'all.
I was ready.
Look at y'all, man. Look at y'all.
you. Now, you
So
got-
I think, Jamie, go ahead. I'm so curious to hear.
So
Right now he ready. He
Now-
want to shut him up at
Yeah.
first. Now he like, oh, talk.
Well,
Right.
yeah. I acknowledge.
Right.
First of all,
Mm.
no, I acknowledge that was a fault of mine. I
Shame,
acknowledge
shame,
that
shame.
I realized that I thought all the men were here
Mm.
were straight. So yeah, Jamie, go ahead.
Wait. I want to ask a question real quick before you move on. You doing that, Chef? Because I heard this. Would that be considered transphobia when you categorize?
There's no
someone-
no. There
no,
this had
because there's
nothing
no
to
trans
do.
here. How's that
They're
transphobia?
homophobic.
I heard that.
Brandy,
No,
shut
homophobic.
mute your
Yeah,
phone.
probably there's
No,
there's
he's
a
homophobic, not because
there's
he's
a
not
bit of
trans.
yeah there's a bit of
No, 'cause
homophobia in
what
there,
I
but not
heard- hold on,
transphobia.
because what I heard was when you misgender someone or give them the wrong sexual preference is transphobic. And this was coming from a man who transitioned into a woman.
I tried to
That's
explain that to you.
so
Ashley,
that's
that's transphobia.
You know,
that's incorrect.
who goes
Yeah,
That's
no. Transphobia is when you
Let her
purposely
explain.
do
Hold
the
on,
whole.
let her explain her view,
I'm
and then y'all can.
asking-
No. That's we're not being.
Because that's what they were saying. Because I get
I'm-
transphobia, what I thought it was, which makes more sense.
And I'm going to give
But
the
they-
definition of
because
transphobia.
they use Jess Labs, the girl who
Just
the
hilarious.
comedian. Just hilarious, thank you. And
Just laughs.
it's like they say she looks like a man. And so the guy
Y'all just be saying
who
things, huh?
transitioned into a woman said that's transphobia when you say that about somebody and you try to tell their gender or their preference.
Yeah, that has nothing to do. So sexuality preference has nothing to do with gender preference. So transphobia is tied to your gender identity. So the sexuality assumption that I made about Jamie was more so a family of homophobia than anything else.
Okay, I just want to say that. But go ahead, answer the question.
Because it's homogenous. Homo meaning upright man, right? So like it has to do with the actual science behind it, not the
Isn't phobia a fear?
But the word, but also the fear is also in the unknown, and so there has to. So that's why we use a lot of phobias when we talk about.
I don't like that because it's like nobody's scared to be around gay people.
Yeah,
But
that's what I'm trying to
it's not. Again, it's nothing.
Let's funnel back to the question at hand, and we'll have a whole other discussion on that some other time.
My fault.
And there's a lot of people that's scared about to be gay people, especially the ones who are ugly, who think they want. But anyway, go ahead, Jamie.
What was? Oh, how did the whole? He's a prize. She's the prize work in a same-sex relationship. It works the same as it does in a straight relationship, to be honest. Like, there are men who are like, "Oh no, I'm the prize because I do this and I do that, so he needs to love me for this." And there are men who are like, "Well, nigga, I cook and clean, and I need to do this." And it's literally the same thing. Even in the lesbian community, it's the same thing. In the bi community, it's the same thing. It really doesn't change just because you like the same thing or you like options. Everybody wants to be the prize.
Can Chev answer before
So
you?
wait, for clarity, you're bisexual, right, Jameson?
That's a good way to put it.
Same. Same.
Same who?
Say who?
Same.
Same what?
I identify as bisexual. Yeah.
Well, I more identify as like demisexual because like I gotta really like you just because you hot doesn't mean I want to lay with you. That's a lot of work.
Okay.
But we don't need to get into the labels thing because there's also queer, there's bisexual, there's all those things. That's why
Can I
there's
bring
a whole
clarity to my question before Chev answers? I just want to know if you remove gender specific things because you're not a prize because you're not a woman or you're not a prize.
So I'm going to answer that. I disagree.
Dr. Jackson, excuse me.
I disagree with what Jamie said. I do not think that is I believe that could be a thing that happens in my experience and in the friends and the relationships that I see that are same sex. I do not see that particular roles as a thing that happens. I do think there are certain energies that also go into that. So when you're talking about, we had this whole conversation and panel about masculine, feminine energy. Dr. Jackson was the expert on a lot of this actually. And I remember that distinctively. And that's when I fell in love with Dr. Jackson. Because there was an understanding of that's when I fell in love with Dr. Jackson.
Do you need some nausea medication, Ash?
I was gonna say,
but can I finish in this to say this that
prescribe.
it does not necessarily, again, in my experience, exist in that way, in the way the question was formed, as someone being the prize because of their sex.
Yeah. And Dr. Jackson, I know you shared on this platform before. I think that was on this. Matter of fact, I don't know if that was on this platform or in person, so I won't ask you my question to you without talking to you first.
Say again, you talking to me?
Did you say go ahead? I know you've shared, I don't know if that was in person or on this platform, that you have been in same-sex relationships as well. When you were in same-sex relationships, was there a prize dynamic in that relationship or relationships?
I don't think we were talking like that back then. I don't think we were talking like that.
You mean people weren't talking like that, or you specifically?
No, because
there wasn't a lot of talking. There wasn't a lot of talking.
This was like when I was like 21.
Okay, so
this was like
so that may not have been a thing.
So that like dynamic of the prize and all of that wasn't really a
right. That's what
it wasn't really a conversation that we were having back then.
I think
there's no competition usually like that in same-sex relationships, as a heads up. It only happens, and this is why I enjoy these types of panels, because there's y'all fight each other for no reason. There's this dynamic that happens between man and women relationships that also seems archaic, which I think is just so funny.
Yeah, I think that's in all relationships, but I will say, well, you did say that we wasn't talking like that back then. I would have to agree. I think the trying to label it does bring some type of divisiveness, but if I look at the word, the Bible says a man that finds a wife finds a good thing, and he said for men to find a wife he find favor. So, and many people might take that to mean that the woman is a prize, and that is true. She is a prize to the man, but equally so, vice versa, right? Because to be married back then, you would have a protector, you would have somebody that could care for you, you would have somebody that could carry your father's seed. So equally so, the man would be the prize as well. And I think we do ourselves a disservice to try to label prizes on people when as collectively we all got value. You follow me?
Mm-hmm. So I'm sorry. Okay, quickly, Ash, and then I have another question.
Okay, I have two. Well, maybe three, but I'm gonna make it quick. I'm just gonna do two. Okay, so Chef commented about inner rivalry in a relationship between heterosexual people. So I've pondered that thought, but I think that the lack of, I think that the advantage, if that's a word, if this applies here to people in the same sex relationship, is you identify with each other. You have the same,
Yeah.
the same,
Responsibilities.
yeah, you have the same thought processes for the most part. The makeup of you is the same versus me learning an opposite sex,
That
and
makes sense to
you
me.
might be he might be more logical to my emotion. Not that one doesn't have the other. Let's not go into that debate. We both have
Sure.
everything,
Sure.
but I think men think alike. So when you're in a situation, it's kind of, it rolls off y'all back. It's like, this is not that serious. We both understand that. Versus a woman like, the end of the world, the sky's falling, and he's like, it's not that serious. And then
I can
women
agree with you
will
on
both
that.
be like, oh, the sky's falling. So you have the same perspective of life, or closer to the same perspective. But then this is my second thing. I am, because I just found out something very new. I did not know about you, Chef, and I ain't gonna hold you, because you just been throwing me for loops and dupes for the past few years. I ain't gonna hold you.
Here we go, loop. Here we go, loop the
Here we
lie.
go, loopy lie. I thought
Suck it on,
can I
Cass.
say what I want to say?
No.
I thought all I liked that you were heterosexual. So when you came, that was a curveball. Now you done curved it again by saying you in the middle. I said, now wait a minute.
Well,
I am asking the moderator, can we have a conversation? Because I have questions. I don't, and Chev knows I do ask questions because I don't understand a lot of things, and I like to know what's what. I want to know if you're open, Chev, Jamie, whomever, to answer my questions, and I feel like that'll be a good live because I got questions,
I
y'all.
think
Can we
that's
do
a
that
whole
next
different
week?
panel, and I think
That's
that's
what I'm
a
saying.
whole different
I think that's a whole
subject.
different panel.
Another time.
But can I address the first thing? That I don't think you're not wrong. I think there's an advantage of having a mindset and being with the same type of mindset when it comes to energy. I will also say, I don't know, for some reason when I hear emotional versus logical, I hear one is better than the other. And so I think this probably goes to my point where women who are in the same sex relationships, actually, it is proven, last longer. And there is data out there that says there are more relationships with women who are in the same relationships as other women, that there's lifelong longevity that happens in that.
Yeah.
Because men tend to try to play a feminine masculine role where women don't necessarily have that dynamic. So I just want to address that. And that's just psychology of human sexuality 101. And the other thing that
I
you
don't
said
think
is a
that's
whole
101 now. That's 102. Because that ain't,
I think it's
same
202,
sex ain't
but
101.
that is
It ain't 101.
I was
That
thinking
ain't
coming
202.
from a psychology degree in sexuality. That was the first thing I learned in semester
That's the
two.
first thing
The
you learned.
first thing you
You
learn
wasn't
in
in a relationship.
sexuality is
It
about
was about
same-sex
two
sex.
women. Same sex was the first
In
thing you learned.
psychology of sexuality. Did y'all hear that part?
First of all, don't talk to us like we
I
didn't
did.
take psychology
Did y'all-
101.
what did she do? What did the
You
Secretary of
said no.
I
Education?
You
She went
said
like this.
lapsed in
psychology 101.
psychology. I ain't
You
gonna
said
lie.
psychology 101. You
You
didn't
know,
say psychology, sexual
I
psychology.
did. I said psychology of sexuality.
No,
I
you
heard the
said
whole thing.
I
He
And
did
said
say it.
psychology of
So
He did.
whenever you
sexuality.
use the
the
word
second time you
sexuality,
did.
you're talking about same-sex.
No.
but
No.
I do want to say this. I can't agree that two women. I say two, because two things can be true at the same time. I know two women that are in same sex marriages. My therapist and my old boss, and both of them say they argue more with their girlfriends than they do when they was with the guy, because of the fact that when they communicate stuff to a guy, it just roll off. But when they talking to each other, because both of them is emotional, they go back and forth with their emotions, and it's hard for them to come around and really have a full understanding of what each other, because both of them trying to fight for position. So she said that it makes it more it makes it more difficult for them to have that clear type of communication, because everybody's just thinking from this emotion, and don't nobody want to let go. So, and that was from two different ones. And then from the gender perspective, my old boss, she was feminine, but she was like tomboyish. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like she did talk about how her girlfriend was gentle, and the same thing with the other chick that I know. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that when it comes down to roles, that there are a lot of women that do play the dominant role in relationships, just like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's like is simple as, everybody just get along like that just because they're the same sex.
Yeah, I didn't
Okay.
say that was
Okay, so
my
we're gonna have
suggestion.
that. We're gonna talk about that next week.
Oh,
Yes,
damn, I gotta
that's
come back
great.
next week.
I hope I'm on. I'm actually in Jacksonville. I'm not going to be on. Can we do it the week after?
Okay, the week after.
I can't even
Got it.
promise I'll be anywhere. I just happen to stumble
Okay,
upon this one.
the week after. So my question is, so Ash, store up all your questions, and in 2 weeks you can moderate. All you. Is that okay?
Perfect.
Cool. So my question is, ladies, the same question I asked the guys. What value or why do you feel you are the prize? And we'll go in the same circular motion, Ash.
Well, I'm not a fan of cooking, so I guess I'm not the prize anymore
Okay.
after tonight. I have no value. So that's but
Well, hold on. How that came up? What was the question,
Yeah,
Brandon?
somebody say they say I'm not nurturing because I
that's
don't
Oh, the
what
real estate
Gerard and
answer.
SP3
and
said.
because I don't burn the eggs that he can't receive from me and get that
And then
nurturing
attempt.
feel.
Oh, okay. So
Even though I
y'all
can hire somebody and
oh
then
y'all
I could put on a plate and bring it to you. But I'm not
Ashley asked if
so
she hired a
the
chef.
question no so I'm saying, so the question was asked to the guys, what makes a woman a prize? Is that what it was that what it was?
No,
What makes
I asked
them a
if
prize?
No,
I
what makes
just,
asked
you the
for
prize?
Oh,
no
okay.
no, it was just general conversation.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
I
just
had brought up that I've been told that men tell me, oh, I can cook for myself. What else do you have to offer?
These nuts.
And
I forgot where I was. I'm sorry.
and so that's how that came about. But continue, Ash.
I think I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. These days, I don't know what makes me the prize. I think that I'm just good company. I try to be fun. I try to be present. I think that a lot of my foundation has been in parenting. I'm a great mother. And I think that I think I'm a great man builder. I'm going to build him up emotionally. I think that I am very encouraging and I can speak to the potential that's in a man. Um, I think I'm a team player. I love the struggle. I don't mind struggling together or building together. Um, and I will say this. I think my strongest thing is I can step outside of myself and try to understand the other position. I think I really consider all angles and not just go with my gut, my first thought. I think I try to be thoughtful in that way. That's all I got.
All right, D.
Well,
Can I say something about Ashley?
No.
Oh,
You
I
can
would
say
like to
something.
hear something about me.
Go ahead.
right.
Go ahead, SC3. She
I hope it's
wants
Well,
to
positive.
hear what you gotta say.
Brandy just hates me so much, man.
Oh my gosh, just answer the
No,
question,
just based
man.
off the live, but more so, I'm trying to do that. just based off of the interactions we've had here in this occasion, but more so when I met you the first time, I'd say that you're a very sweet person. I would say that you shoot straight. You know, you say what you mean and you mean what you say. there's this there is this accepting energy about you, and I picked that up when I first walked in, and I could just see how like you had this radiant smile on your face, and it was just like it was just warm and welcoming. And that's and I would that's an extremely great quality to have. I mean, I think that any man could
Amen.
agree. Like it's just there's something. It was just that your energy was just extremely just open and just warm and just nurturing and just like it was like naturally submissive, like not in the sense of how we
Oh,
phrase and put
oh.
submission. Not in the way that not in the way that
I'll
we
take
phrase and
it.
put
I
submission,
don't
but
see
it's
nothing
just
wrong with submission.
yeah, it was
What did
just
Danielle
it was
go?
just and even how you was like, oh, you gave me your camera. It's like, oh, help me with can you help me with the photography and
Oh, she didn't
and also
Go ahead.
no.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Even when you say, hey, can you help me with this photography? You gave me the cameras, like, and making little jokes and whatever. And then also, I would say that you have the ability to step back, like you said, outside of yourself. When, for example, when you're asking about what restaurants you're going to go to, you emphasize that you wanted me to choose the place, right? I said, oh, let's just go wherever. You're like, no, choose, and it's just like you put me in that place, in that position to choose, and it was like, wow, okay. Most women don't do that. They don't give you the floor to lead. You gave me the floor to lead at that moment, and I think that's so. Don't speak so low of yourself. I think I just wanted to point that out to you.
Brandy,
Take
Just
take
think
your
that.
full 30 minutes. Take your full 30 minutes.
Shut up. Don't
going.
and don't.
We're not gonna stop.
We
Go
got
ahead.
time,
Go
boo.
ahead, Jay.
listen. I know I know you're gonna move on, and I know the women have to answer this question. I was gonna ask to say something too, only because Ashley built me up in this live. Ashley she calls it a man builder. Ashley is more than a man builder. Ashley is a people builder. When Ashley is your friend, when Ashley is on your side, I don't care how small your vision is. I've seen Ashley don't know how to say if right now everybody on this live told Ashley they have a business idea or a personal plan or a goal they want to accomplish, Ashley will have you a calendar and 3 streams to get it done tomorrow morning.
Don't call my sister. She busy.
It
I can
becomes
attest to that.
her personal thing. And I am literally over the last 6 years since we've been close friends, my life is at a completely different place directly as a result of our friendship. And I got Brandy as a bonus. And I'm really grateful about it. But yeah, you are a builder of men. You speak man better than any woman I've ever seen in my entire life. And I'm almost sure any relationship, whether it's a friendship, family relationship, or relationship that did not work with you and a man, was his fault. I guarantee you.
Everybody
Frankie,
put in their
your turn.
applications.
Frankie, your turn.
What he
Cheryl,
said?
chime in.
What Frankie said?
I was just saying they put in their application. That's all I was saying.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Frankie, your words.
Okay, D.
Man, look,
Unfortunately,
yo,
you have to follow that.
I don't know
You're
how
up,
I don't know how to follow that. I don't.
I,
I don't
I
know how to follow
I
that.
ain't trying to cut nobody else. It's D turn because I can write a book about things. So I'm let y'all have it. Go ahead.
You up? You up, girl?
I'll take that, Frank.
I don't know how to follow that, but I would say that my willingness to serve others, there's that. And that's not only just, friends, it's also family. I'm very family oriented. I'm self-sufficient and I can very much contribute to a home. I consider myself a very supportive person.
Leroy breathing all hard. You need to go on mute,
Right.
Leroy. Yeah, you sicko Leroy over there. Every time Dr. Jack, get your hands on the table, sicko.
I'm chewing the gum. My bad, dog.
Don't listen to him. Keep going.
Who is that?
I ain't listening to Gerard.
Dr.
Keep
I
going.
thought that was Drew. Who is
That's
that?
Dr.
Man over
Jackson's
here trying to
stalkers,
what you call it, man. I ain't.
Y'all
Who is
love
this
it.
mystery voice that just showed up? He want to throw me under the bus because he embarrassed now. Now he want to try to put something off on me. I ain't got nothing to
All
do
right,
with
D,
your
go ahead and finish.
Misery loves company.
Jay, go ahead, D.
I think I have to think about the rest of it. I kept getting thrown off. Oh, and I'm a very good communicator. I'm very good at getting my point across, and I'm a very good listener. I'm very empathetic because I do, especially since the business that I'm in, I have to take all sides. And I'm very objective. I'm an objective listener as well. But I guess
Brandy?
that's it.
No, because everything I say, these people gonna disagree. Anyway, I'm glad none of y'all know me.
Except
but everybody know you.
except for all of us know you.
So
Go ahead.
for me, myself, I'm confident. I'm malleable, which means I am accommodating. I'm very accommodating. I'm a team player. I'm sensitive. I can cook and good. And more importantly, I enjoy it. Okay. I want to be submissive.
Say that last one again. My phone kind of.
I got common sense. I'm sexy.
You
I
what?
know what to do with your money and how to budget it. I'm great with budgeting money.
I need
You
that in
might
my
want to not
life.
laugh. Anyway, no, but for real, I'm a supporter. I'm gonna support you. If I'm with you, I'm with you, and we gonna get there. I'm gonna get there for sure.
Yeah, you're very.
You said what?
You're very loyal.
Too loyal. I am very good with. What'd you say, Chubb?
You're about to say to a fault, and I was gonna say no, it's not to a fault. It sounded like I'm sorry. I thought you were gonna say to a fault that you're very loyal.
Oh, I said too much so sometimes.
Oh my, yeah, okay.
I don't believe that. I believe you can't never be too loyal.
Correct, and that's yeah.
And I am. I'm an intellectual.
Yeah.
So I am definitely going to be able to help you figure out what you're trying to figure out. And I understand, and I guess this is to my dad, I understand how what a man's position is in a relationship and where I can fit in. There you go.
See now.
I like to cook too.
I know I was gonna say why you didn't say that because you can cook.
I have a question.
I think Frankie was about to say something.
Yeah.
Frankie was about to say something.
Who is? Oh,
I'm sorry. I said, see now I feel bad how y'all just went down a whole list of y'all explaining yourselves and I didn't. But
go ahead.
But it was kind of hard because I'm a better writer than I am verbalizing it. So if I write it down, it will come through with flowing thoughts. But
I write you a 5-page essay about why I'm a prize.
Yeah, I'm the same way. But to spin back, I can say everything that y'all said. I can put that on my list, right? Plus, I think what just came to me later. One of my main things is I know how to. Okay, let me ask you a question. This goes to everybody on the chat. Have you ever, in your relationships, have you ever been in a time where you feel like you can be 100% yourself and never have to walk on eggshells?
Before you say that, let me say something.
Mm-hmm.
When I knew I was going to ask this question, it was difficult as a woman because men judge us on what we say, and what we say seems to never be the right thing. It never is enough. And it was actually kind of uncomfortable to ask that question. But have you ever been in a relationship where you felt you could be 100% yourself? Yes.
Real quick. Y'all got to circle back so I can answer that question too.
You're right.
You got to be on
Who
camera.
is this mystery voice?
You got to be on camera.
Yeah, we
Gotta be
went
on
to you
camera.
and then you were gone.
Bruce Leroy.
Camera.
Leroy Jones. I'm gonna get
Leroy
on.
Jenkins?
We got to see your face.
Let Frank finish what he was saying.
Yeah, but we got to see your face.
I'm gonna come on. You gonna see me, baby.
Yes,
So
sir.
the answer to your question, Frank, for me is just one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But I've only had 3.
I think my biggest one thing is that I can make that person feel like that every single time. Right? They can always be comfortable. They can always be themselves 100%. And I accept them for who they are, their flaws and all. So I know how to. And on top of that, I could take any situation and make it a good experience. Right? There are some spots where some people can go and have a bad time. Where I could, if you go have a bad, if you let's say you went to a spot, you had a bad time with somebody else. I go to that same spot and you'll have a good time because I explain to people that the people that you are with is what make the experience, not where you go or what you do. It's the person that you are with. So I'm that. Oh, matter of fact, I'm sorry. To even go deeper, I'm that era of peace. Anytime you step in my atmosphere, my energy, I'm the era of peace.
I can agree to that.
So,
Yeah.
so is the question: can people be 100% themselves around us, or did we feel like we could be 100% around them?
The question was, can we be 100? Have we ever been in a relationship where we ourselves could be 100% around our partners? And I can't answer that question because I'm gonna cry.
Oh, my
And
friend.
and
I'll
make
answer it
them
before you cry. I will
and
say,
make them feel 100% themselves around us.
yeah, I will
Because
say,
because a lot of people want to feel comfortable around somebody. They want to be themselves. If you can't be yourself, you have to work. You feel like you have to walk on eggshells, and that's stressful itself.
Right.
mhm. I will say for me, I am currently in that, and I've been in that for 15 years. So
Lucky guy.
I have that in my life daily, and
Lucky bastard, he
I
says.
will say, and I will say, I hear this often when my significant other tells me that they love me, and I say why, because I actually want to know why. Like,
Mhm.
don't just say it. And I periodically ask the question why and throw them off. And often what comes up is because I can be my true authentic self and still show up not feeling judged. And so I appreciate that question, Frank, because I think that is really important in any type of relationship. So for however long, like I said, half my life, a little bit less than half my life, I've been in that.
That's
I
so
would say,
beautiful.
I would say, I would say no. I would say there's always been something that I've held back out of out of worry of how they would
Hmm.
perceive a certain part of me. But I can say that in all of my relationships, he's felt like he could be himself. I feel like I do allow that space for him, but for whatever reason, and I'm not saying that he's done that to me, but there has been one particular relationship I've been in. I knew I could be myself. I knew I could. I knew this person could receive it, but there were still certain topics I didn't want to address. I either maybe I was just closed off or I had guards up or whatever. There were certain things I did not want to address, and it took years for me to even start to approach those topics. But for the most part, I would say no for myself being 100%.
I would say no too. I think being raised in the church, unfortunately, you're taught to wear masks, and I think as an adult, when you start experiencing life and you stumble out there by yourself because you can't tell the church people, that you stumble. I think you sort of kind of learn how to continue in masks, and I think childhood trauma for me did a lot of that too. I had an aunt that was abusive. And one of the things that I think was worse than physical abuse was she would do things that were evil and terrible. And as a child or a teenager, if you pouted, she would say, "Don't walk around, smile, look like you're happy," knowing that she just did something that was evil. So for me, I learned how to not be able to express. And that's why I can check out of a relationship months. You think we're going to be together for 50 years.
Whew,
And
I
I
was
and
gone 6 months ago.
I've already checked out, and if I'm a decent person and in a decent place in my life, I'll leave you before I hurt you. But it's possible for me to check out long before because I had to learn how to be happy. I remember, and I'm gonna say this, I'm done. I remember being in a terrible marriage, and I had a full girlfriend, and I would go out to eat with my girlfriend, and then go home and make myself eat what my wife cooked just because I was trying to live two different lives because I learned how to mask and I couldn't say I ate already. So I don't know if I because of those things, I don't know if I've ever been allowed myself or been loved enough to feel safe enough to just be Gerard, not preacher boy, not whatever, just Gerard. I don't know if that's happened to me yet.
I completely understand. I mean, I wasn't raised in the church, but I'm a very interesting individual, so I'm always hiding something.
The Fed's about to kick your door in right now the way you look.
Right now.
I'm still watching the Grace. I'm sorry, y'all.
Hey, so with those answers,
Did you want everybody else to answer? Okay.
You're muted again, Frank. There you go.
no, go ahead. Everybody else can
DSC3.
answer. I'm sorry.
For me, I don't think I've ever been in a relationship where I've been completely vulnerable.
Sorry, can I ask a very specific question about this topic?
Sure.
Are we talking about strictly romantic relationships, or can we also talk about friendships?
Oh, I've had friendships where I could be vulnerable. I
I
could
won't
be.
say there are friendships that
I
I'm
think it's
listen,
a
they know
romantic.
everything about me. But
I think
romantically,
it's a
no.
romantic relationship that we're
Okay,
asking.
just making
Yeah, I
sure.
thought
'Cause, yeah,
I
romantically.
was assuming a romantic relationship.
Okay.
Okay, then my
Yes,
answer's the same.
No.
Stelson?
Okay, so with those answers,
Hold on. Stelson didn't answer.
oh, what that sorry.
I don't want him to think I'm not letting him answer.
Did you say mine? Me?
Yes, you.
Did you say me?
Yes, you.
He has a delay, so that's why.
Okay.
Oh, that makes sense.
No, there's
I forget.
a bit of a delay on my end. Yeah. Um. I mean, I will say absolutely not. Romantically, in all relationships, but romantically, no. Which is why I'm still single. Which is why I'm not married. Which is why I'm not coupled up at this point, because I'm a very complex individual, as you guys come to see, and not many people are accepting of that. Not many people want to be accepting of that.
The real
And the answer for me for my
I think,
answer. Oh, I thought you were done.
me too.
oh, I guess I am. Go ahead.
Okay, so for me to answer that question, I'm going to say, and I
Go
was
ahead.
thinking about the friendship that happened after the relationship, but within the relationship, I have never been able to be 100% me, and that's because I'm very private and I'm very guarded. And then, or I was, well, I don't know, I guess I still am. But when it comes to them being able to be 100% with me, yes,
Oh, fuck, you can do whatever you want,
very
man.
much 100% with me. To the point where I was like, can you turn it down 80%? But
I would never ask somebody to turn it down. That's offensive.
joking, Jamie.
SC3, I thought you were done too, because I think because that lag you have, I thought
There's a delay, right?
yeah, so it
I
sounds
just messaged it to him. Like it
Oh.
sounds like you are done because there's at least a 3-second delay. So we're
Yeah.
getting a different
Vibe.
from it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That nigga's not
Yeah,
even
that's
dead.
why I try to take a little bit of pauses so that you guys could follow, and I'm
Yeah,
not
but-
speaking to.
Don't pause. Just
Don't-
keep
Yeah,
going.
don't pause. We
That's
don't
the
need-
thing.
The pause is hurt.
Yeah.
You're not Barack Obama. Sorry.
Oops.
But no. I would
Yeah,
say
that's wrong
no.
pauses.
I've not been able to be successfully my full self. I do it anyways, but a lot of people can't. There's only one person going to be able to handle it. That's the one God got for me. That's the wife that I will find, and He will give me favor. That's the one that's going to say, "Man, you're crazy, but I love you. You know what? You do it for me. You be saying some wild crap. I see how people treat you, but you know what? I could see deep. I could see more the depth. There's more to you than what I see at the surface and what you're presenting to me. There's more there, and so
Speak on
that's
yourself.
what I'm waiting for. But I haven't had that yet.
I think the realist is next.
Yeah, Leroy, you're up.
Oh yeah,
Show your face. Show that
man,
face.
that was what's my call. I was touching. That's too cool.
He's not even there. It is.
I've
There's the
been
face
in
Oliver
relationships
made.
since when I was a lot younger. When I felt like in my 20s, in my late teens, 19 to about 24, 25, I was in relationships where I felt like I could really fully be myself. But I think a sense, it felt great to be able to do that. But a part of it I learned was it was dangerous at the same time. Because when I started getting to other relationships where people set boundaries, I realized that some of my behavior that I thought was okay, because I was just being me, wasn't necessarily proper for everybody else. You understand what I'm saying? So it taught me how to adjust and understand that just because I'm being me and somebody don't like a certain behavior that makes them feel a particular way, don't mean I still can't be me because I have to adapt to that. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what that taught me about being able to really fully be myself. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, because I'm a passionate person, so I speak with my hands. I'm very loud, and you know, when you talk to a woman, sometimes they can take it the wrong way. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm also gentle at the same time. But anyways, but yeah, I've been in relationships where I felt like I could be myself. Yeah.
Yeah, because you realize not everybody can digest everything.
What'd you say?
Yeah, because you realize not everyone can digest every part of you.
Yeah, or just some parts of me just was just. I realized that it was evil. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if I'm being honest with myself. You know, you feel what I'm saying? So
All right, not a different smirks.
And before I forget, what makes you the prize? Prize. You didn't answer that. Ding
you
ding.
know,
Wait, what does ding ding mean? Never mind. Don't want to know. Go ahead.
Ding ding.
you know when you win the prize, what they bring the bell.
Ding 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 ding.
No, I need you to put more ding 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 dings in there. Don't just do 2 ding dings. But go ahead.
I mean, there's an option for 2 ding dings. You know, you want ding ding.
You know,
You know what I mean. Go ahead.
I think
He
I'm gonna
didn't say
tell
ding.
you.
And he didn't say ding dong.
Look at Ashley. Ashley couldn't wait to be nasty.
Oh my God.
Dang dang.
She
Now,
couldn't wait.
Now, I think what makes me what
And
makes
look
me
at you.
valuable is that I'm loyal. I'm considerate. I'm empathetic. I'm emotionally available. Um, I communicate straightforward. You ain't never got to guess what it is with me. I'm gonna tell you exactly how I feel. I'm vulnerable. I'm weak. Selfless. Can be selfish at times too. Um, I feel like I'm financially secure. You know, emotionally secure. You know, yeah, financial. Funny. You know, if you with me, you know, we gonna have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't gonna be no dull moment around me. But I feel like the biggest thing outside of loving the Lord is I'm very compassionate and very understanding, and I have a servant's heart. So if you get with me, it's not so much about how you serve me, it's more about I get joy out of serving you. That's my pleasure. You understand what I'm saying? I get excited to please you. That drives me. You know what I'm saying? So and that's what you're gonna get, and then that translate not just from a emotional and a mental perspective, but also a physical perspective. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like you with me. You know, I'm rough. You know, I'm be honest. I can be rough at times, but I'm gentle at the same time. You know, the Bible says it's a time for everything. I'm like that. It's a time for everything.
And I want to say this because we kind of said something about other people. I also like that Leroy uses words by their definition. It's not, he doesn't mix words. It's not this word means one thing to me, but something however it's defined in the dictionary, that's how he uses it. So it's easy to communicate with him because it's very literal. It's
That's
not.
what happens when you have a doctorate in communications. So
I,
you're very intelligent, my friend, and you use that degree to the degree. That money was
now
well spent.
I
And
said, and I said over and over and over again, if we weren't related, that he is my ideal mate.
right.
1000%. Everything
I
about
appreciate
him
that,
is
cuz.
what I would want in a man. And it's like where is he? I don't know where that guy is for me. Come on.
And Ashley made a comment the other day. She was like
I
to
mean,
our other
200
cousin.
years ago, y'all would have been.
So
Look, there you go again.
so
He brought it up
so
again.
Ashley made a comment to our cousin the other day where she was like, birds of a feather no longer flock together. Because if they did, we'd be like, Leroy, we're your boy. And it's hard to find someone, and Leroy's a catch. Because
I
if
actually
I agree, if we weren't related, I have both hands
I actually use Leroy as the
and
example.
a baseball glove.
You would think Leroy would hang out with people that think like him, that move like him, that talk like him, that have it together like him. He does not. I ain't no shade to none of his friends.
No,
Because
he's a thug. That's what's up.
no shade to all his friends. But it's like, Leroy, where are the
Baby,
guys that
because
are
I'm
just
a
like you?
thug.
You would think that you would hang out with people just like you. He does not.
Right. At
And
least
A-
one.
But I
Okay.
Ashley,
also noticed that about most
Bubba, hold on, what about Brandon? He own 2 businesses. That's what you mean.
Oh, that's you. I guess
isn't
you
that
know.
the dude that said, isn't that the dude that kept that I call your hype man?
Yeah.
No, no, not him.
Ashley said about you, Leroy, during her daughter's birthday celebration. Leroy was everything. He was my husband when I needed him. He's been my brother. He's been my father. I said, "What in the Kentucky are we talking? What in the
First of all,
Charleston, West Virginia, are we talking about here?" She said, "He has been my everything." I said,
Oh,
He
"Sweet."
has.
man.
one
And since we on this live, he has ghosted me. Leroy no
In
longer
In
talks to me.
Bible times, y'all would have been married.
But he has
ST3.
been my
fuck with
everything.
that.
This a new year.
1000%. And I appreciate you, Leroy.
I
But
love you
that's
too,
just
man. I appreciate
family.
the
Like
kind
what?
words. I mean, I get that it's very touching to hear such kind words about myself. I'm learning this year. That's my goal this year is to learn to receive stuff from it because I'm one of them type of people that I
right.
try not to let compliments get to me because I know it can give me a big head. You understand what I'm saying? I never want to put myself higher than I am. So for a while, people would just say stuff like, "Oh no, it ain't no you." You know, it is what it is. You know, it's getting brushed it off. You know what I'm saying? Instead of receiving it. And this year, as I'm learning to receive it, I appreciate that because as I accept it, I realize how much I need it because it makes me feel good about me, right? And I always say, "Dang, it's real." I really get it. I said, people never speaking in my life, and then God showed me. It wasn't that when people wasn't speaking, you just wasn't receiving it. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm like, so yeah, I appreciate that.
And before Chubb says what he says, yeah, it is a family thing, but we also said that it, and on the last slide, we said that it's there. There are no men out there that are like the men that we've been around. And I mean, it's unfortunate for us, but it's also fortunate for us because we get to interact with this. We get to experience it, but just not on a relationship
Yeah,
level.
ain't nobody could compete with Cheb, Leroy, RJ, and y'all daddy. That's tough.
And Nick,
Them some big shoes. Them some big shoes. Yeah, I say that about Brandy, Ashley, and the other two. Y'all, it's hard for a nigga with
Yeah.
y'all, bro. It's
Yeah.
hard. Y'all are surrounded by
My
such
shoe was bigger. I ain't hearing that.
yeah, 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 y'all been around some hard hitters. It's tough, boy.
Yeah. And while we're affirming, I think that's the same thing for and I affirm everything about Leroy. Um there's been few men in my life who has affirmed me for who I am and what I've accomplished and what I continue to do in my life than Leroy. But this is the same thing. Someone who's not even a part of our blood family, but of a part of our spiritual family is Gerard. Like you do the same thing, my friend.
Yeah.
You care for people in our family in a way that is like you've been around since day one. And I think that's why people follow you spiritually, Pastor, but also for our women in our family. Those are the folks who have kept our family thriving and alive. And this whole conversation has changed. So I'm sorry for the folks who are not a part of this, but I'm not sorry for it, because I'm gonna affirm the women in our family, as Ashley and Brandy and my sister and Sensuela and Lolita have continued to make this thing a thing. The reason we are here is because of the legacies that y'all have created and will continue to create, and what y'all pour into us. And I think that's important to this conversation in particular, because we're talking about what makes people the prize. And it seems like there's this deep conversation around love and helping people be seen. And we haven't really heard that in people's answers, by the way, of like, what makes you a prize, what makes you the prize. And we've heard different things, but what I've heard and what I've seen everyone has done on this panel so far, family or not, blood or village, it's y'all have made people feel affirmed and seen and heard, and that's really important in any type of relationship that needs to flourish. And so if y'all would add that please to your list, and I mean that for everyone, that's something you've done very well, and even throughout this 2-hour conversation.
Thank you,
Brandy.
I love affirming people, affirming myself.
But I came on an hour late, so 2 hours for me, 3 hours for y'all.
And I appreciate everybody's contribution. Did anybody have any final thing to say? Because I do have to get up at 5 o'clock, so I got to read at 6. I'm going to go around the block. So Ashley, you're up first.
Okay, I would like to say, while I have Chef and Leroy, I think that as for me, I'm talking about my personality. I honor and value the men in my life. I honor and value the men in my family. And and maybe it's an unhealthy value and dependency that I have upon y'all. And I do appreciate everything that y'all have done. And I want to say this, and I want you to hear my heart, and this is not a negative. On the flip side, when you see I call, you send me the voicemail or don't respond to a text, that hurts me just as equally. So I want to say that to both of y'all, and I do appreciate y'all. And and that's something that I'm working on in 2024, restructuring my life to where it's just, I'm more of an island. And I don't know if that's even a good thing to do, but I'm learning to pull back and take some of the power back and keep it for myself and not be codependent as we were raised to be. Even though I thought that that's how I would end my life, with that codependency. So it does make me a little sad to know that dynamic has changed as we have gotten older. And I hope, and if I've offended you, Chef, I apologize. Same thing to you, Leroy, and any other men on this platform. I do apologize, because it does make me feel like I've done something when y'all respond in that way.
Okay, Chef, you're up.
I don't think that's fair.
Okay, you can call people at random, because it is kind of weird having.
Oh yeah, I got to process what first of all was just said. If I may request to go like 4th or 5th, not right now.
Okay, I'll go to Jameson.
Oh shit. Sorry, these motherfuckers around the world was half paying attention. But anywho,
Just
what
any
I would
final
like to
remarks.
any what?
Just any final remarks that you'd like to say.
Any final remarks on what I guess makes me a prize is
Just the whole
somebody
conversation as a whole. Just the whole conversation as
I
a whole.
think Chev said something about this. I do love affirming people. I love making people feel accepted. As somebody who has not been accepted for majority of my life, and I'm finally reaching a place where I feel accepted, I've always felt like there should be at least somebody in your life that you can be accepted by. And I've always appreciated being that person. It has harmed me in the past, but you know, it is what it is. Another thing I'd like to add is I would love to see I would love to see a day where gender norms aren't so necessary. Because I'm not gonna lie, I just because I present myself as a masculine individual, I am not a protector. I am not a provider. Those are not things that I really connect to or associate with. I'm a very nurturing individual, but protecting, providing is not really my thing. I just never really had an affinity or a gravitation towards such traits. That's what I was looking for. Um, Outside of that, this was very fun, and I might be back next week, maybe if
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember. You say no, I'm not.
I said, oh, you'll be back.
Oh well, so I see the notification like I did this time.
I got you.
8 p.m. every Wednesday. Go ahead.
Darn that motherfucker.
ST3 Europe.
Just want to say that life is simple. We make it a lot more complicated than it really needs to be. Recently, I discovered that life is about other people. I mean, they say this all the time in acting class. It's just it's about other people. And um, God told me specifically. He said, "Man, it's about in order to be in a position of power, in order to be in a position of a king, you got to know how to serve the people because that's what the king does. King serves." And coming into a place now in my life where that's what I want to be more of as a servant. This is what God calls all of us to do. And I think that if we focus more on just serving others, so much more so than what we can receive, then a lot of these conversations could kind of dead themselves because a lot of them are just rooted in selfishness and me and I versus other people. Um, that's it. I mean, that's all I got to say in a nutshell as far as to that.
Danielle Europe. I literally have it written in numbers, so don't think I'm just like I have it written numbers. Danielle Europe.
Another thing I wanted to add was I'm dependable. That's one thing I forgot to add.
You are.
I'm
You are.
dependable. I'm absolutely grateful for this platform. Every week I'm grateful for this opportunity to be able to brainstorm with you guys and talk, and where all these different opinions and different viewpoints can be vocalized. This platform is amazing. Just wanted to say that.
I concur. Nice. Chef.
I'm ready. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for also like pivoting so I can like kind of gather some thoughts. So I know Jamie's gone, but I do want to like super publicly apologize for my assumptions. And I'm not usually that person that does that. And
He's still here.
Okay. So, but I was ready to fight. But I appreciate just my bad for my brassness in that. Also, I think this was the second most vulnerable panel that has happened. I've done this since I believe April of 2020. And because you started this a long time ago. And so, but in all those years, this is probably the second most vulnerable panel that this happened. Brandy, you're the moderator of all moderators. I've said this to you 1,000 times. I've even done the Cash App, which I will do tonight again, just because I think for me, put your money where your mouth is.
And Short Church.
That is not it.
I see Brandy LG7. That's what I see.
All right,
and I already gave to the church this week. Don't forget.
Bless the Lord.
So I think you're the moderator of all moderators.
Thank you.
The way you allow people just to be who they are authentically, and then ask the tough questions that might be uncomfortable and the elephant in the room, like, you do it with grace. You need your own show. I hope someone hears it. I hope someone hears it. I'll put it out there. I also want to acknowledge what Ashley said, and I want to just appreciate your truth, because if you can't share your authentic truth with folks, and if people can't receive that well, for me to hear how you feel seen and loved is not necessarily how I feel seen and loved. So I tend to treat people how I think I want to be treated, and this is a great reminder for me to treat people for them. And so I appreciate that call in, and I didn't feel like it was a call out whatsoever. And because I think it was done from an authentic place. It was done from a pure place. Also know that your truth is not what's necessarily always real for me. And know that if I don't answer, it's because there is something going on, and it has nothing to do with you, but has everything to do with me. And the last thing I would say is, as I'm very fresh, almost 2 years into this journey as a parent, and I've always just want to make sure to say this, and I've actually asked you to come over to raise my kids for me because of how you've raised yours. You are an example of what a parent is for me in all the things that you do, and not just as a parent, but as a person. And so these other men who have given you acknowledgments tonight, I thought it was cute, but I think you should hear it from someone who have known you for their entire life. That you're a model for whom I want to be, and for whom I want my children to be as well. So thank you for that space and that vulnerability.
Frankie, you're up. Yeah, that was.
Oh, that was, man. I don't even want to go behind that, man. My first time on here. Thinking deep for me.
Welcome.
Um,
Gotta dive in.
I will Michael Phelps this thing. Miss B, first time on here. I definitely congratulate you. You know, been seeing you doing this for a long time, and I watch it. I tune in time to time and watch it from afar. And when you get an invite to get in, I was going to decline because I'm a shy person. I'm a behind the scenes type of guy. But I said, yeah, let me step out one time, you know. So I appreciate the invitation, and I appreciate you having this platform. Also, to piggyback on what you said, Ashley, at the beginning, I'm flattered. I appreciate that, 'cause I definitely thought you were talking about a much younger generation, like 25, 24. So when you brought me in and said that, I was like, okay. I mean, I definitely appreciate it. A lot of people don't know that, I've known these two ladies since I was young, but that was back in another time, mental space, mental capacity. But to see now and from afar and observe what I've been observing and seeing where they're at now is just I give you praise, So I bow down to what y'all have going on, and I'm happy for y'all, and I'm joyful, and I get joyous in other people's joys, put it like that. I definitely appreciate you having me, and I can't say this won't be my last time. This won't be my last time. I can't say that this won't be my last time. I'm trying to get more on my shell because I'm a quiet person, but I am a deep intellectual person. So sometimes I struggle with simplicity because I like to go beyond the surface. So once I start, it's like I kind of can't stop sometimes. So I gotta sit back and just listen and let y'all express before I get it going or whatnot. But yeah, man, it was fun tonight. I enjoy it, and like you said, continue to spill out the reality check checking questions about people's stuff. I love that. I'm an open book, so I'm all for it. You ask all the type of questions you want. I'm all for it. I ain't got nothing to hide. I'm very secure and honest about myself. So continue doing what you're doing. I support you 100%.
Thank you. Leroy, you're up.
Yeah. Everybody get called while they their name. You gotta call them my real name. That's a the realest.
I'm sorry.
Come on, man.
She said my name too
Let's
though.
do it again.
Right, I
Let's do
said
it.
I don't call him
Let's
Frank.
do it. Hold on,
I
let's
don't
do
call
it. Let's do it.
SG3.
Let's do it again. Give me the introduction again. Call me by my right name. Let's go.
The real.
Come on. What's up? What's happening, baby? What's happening, baby?
I couldn't get it out. You get on my nerves. The realest. Ding ding.
Nah, it's always a good time on here, man. I appreciate everybody. You know, it's always a good vibe. Granny, you know, I did want to say this though. I saw the video Ashley put out of the movie or the scene that you was in. Wonderful job. I did want to congratulate you on that. It was with the little girl who was in the back seat of the car and the police.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
That scene was real. Yeah. Yeah. I know.
Very powerful
I always saw you. I seen you in like some shows and stuff, but never nothing like that intense. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I pray that Hollywood or whatever, Atlanta would or wherever you want to be, I pray that they call you because you did. That was an amazing job. You know, I ain't gonna lie to you. You be doing your thing.
thank you.
Yeah. And appreciate the kind of generous words. I mean, you know, my love for you run deep, and it's a new year. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely gonna be in touch, and I apologize for any actions that might have made you feel isolated, lonely, and not cared for. Love definitely not wasn't my intentions. And if I do fall, if you do see me falling back, it's only because again, I'm trying to learn for myself to take time and enjoy me. You know what I'm saying? Because I take on a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes a lot of times my plate is already over full. You know what I'm saying? You know, but
When so did everybody else think about what they were gonna say before I came? Like, were y'all thinking about what y'all were gonna say before I came to y'all? Or do I just think too much? Okay, maybe I just think too much. So unfortunately, Leroy got off. So for me, Chev, Leroy, and Jay, I would like to talk to y'all more because it's really hurtful that the things I feel about myself, other people disagree with. And I don't know what kind of person I'm showing, but I would like to, you know, interact with y'all more so that I can not necessarily fix it, but figure out why people don't see in me what I see in me. Frankie, love you since I met you. I think you're a great guy. And we've had some interesting conversations on the Facebook. So thank you for joining. I appreciate this being your first show and you coming back. Ashley did invite you. I failed to do that, so I'll give her that credit. But I'm inviting you to the next one before she jumps on it. Jameson, we just hit it off first time we met. So I look forward to you being back more and us hanging out outside of here like once before.
Definitely. I am
Chad,
starting to. Oh, sorry.
go ahead.
I'm planning on bartending again.
We don't drink though, but I come.
I have water and soda. The hell? I don't drink either.
Chuck talking about he drinks. Chad isn't here. You missed. I miss you. Come on back. I know you have a lot of things going, but you do definitely add a lot of chill to the conversation, and your thoughts are appreciated. Oh, now he want to come back because nobody talking about him. Stelson. No, I'm joking. I appreciate. I appreciate that you do come on here. I think you're controversial. I think you do it on purpose, but I appreciate that you do come back.
Yeah, sure.
And I appreciate that you do come back. And though we butt heads, it's not that I have issue with you, but if you're going to challenge me, I'm going to challenge you. And I hope you can understand that and appreciate that level of our relationship. D, you know you're my girl. I appreciate I appreciate your knowledge. You gonna come with the facts and girl, and your facial expressions. We gonna have a talk. We gonna talk a little more about them facial expressions. I think I was going to add to yours that you cook and that is a value that you do have. You cook and you're going to try to accommodate and figure things out when it's with a relationship. You are definitely one that wants to make things work and you will do everything you can to make it work. But I respect that you know when to call it quits. You know when to let a thing go. And I respect that about you because sometimes it is hard for me. I already said something about Jay. Ash, thank you. Just thank you. You're always here. You push me to be better. The things you do, the things you do makes me want to be better, makes me want to do better. So with Blacklist and Question Time and all that stuff, I think your mind is amazing. I think you're a great mom. You may not like to cook, but you're good at it. I just don't think you have the time for it. So once you put the time in, once you find the time to do it, I think you will be just fine with it. And that is a quality that you have that makes you a prize, that makes you who you are. If nothing else anybody can learn from here, I think you are such a logical thinker. And this whole thing that I have here, you bring logic, you bring reality, and you bring consistency. And I appreciate you for it. So, with that said, my emotions are done until I turn off here. Then I'll go roll on the floor a little bit. But I'm going to get up and go take a shower. Hallelujah. So thank you all. I hope y'all come back next week. If you have any question time, topic ideas, feel free to inbox me because I am only one person. So, you got one now?
I got one more comment. I do want to appreciate everybody that came on tonight because, in fact,
What he said.
I have a psych background, so I love to hear everybody different
Hey,
perspectives on
psych
life.
background.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey.
It gives me. I love to hear everybody different perspective on life.
I have an engineering background, if that counts.
Oh,
It does.
No, it doesn't. We were
It does.
talking psych. Thank you. Keep going, Frank. Keep going,
It
Frank.
does.
I was raised in the Polk and Bean in Orlando, the projects, baby. Ivy
Right.
Lane, Lake
No,
Man Yard.
Frank, can y'all let Frank keep going? He was talking to the psych people.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
I've
Looking like
been
But
admitted
Henry.
in a psych ward. I've been admitted in a psych ward before. Does that count?
It does
yes,
not. Keep going, Frank. It does not. Keep
What
going.
I
I
do?
embrace you with open arms. But I love to hear everybody different perspective on how they view life because it gives me more ways to think on how to approach situations. So I appreciate everybody, every single. And plus everybody love yourself, man. Be secure with yourself. Like do not let society alter or change your heart. Do not let the hurts and the darkness of other people change who you are, definitely your heart, because that's what gives you your peace. You believe in yourself, you loving yourself. Peace comes from self happiness. Only you can make yourself happy, but others can only add. So be secure with yourself. Everything will be all right.
Well, that wraps it up. You're a prize. You're a prize, Frankie.
You're all a prize. Everybody in here a prize.
Everybody is a prize.
I'm
Everybody's a prize.
surprised.
I do want to say one last thing before we like go silence. Remember, no storm lasts forever, and the sun always rises in the east, rain or shine.
Gotcha.
Amen.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Okay.
Everybody be blessed. Have a good night.
Y'all have a good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Hey, Chubb, winner, winner, chicken dinner.
I'm out of
Ignorance
here.
of it all. Oh gosh. Hey, just a quick reminder that if you're looking to join the live,
While you're in the waiting room or the back room, go ahead and share this show to your page, and you'll be on shortly.